Well, hello there. Welcome to another live stream. My name is Rob. Thanks for joining me. Yes, I think my audio's on. Is my audio on? If you could let me know, that would be awesome. Welcome. Welcome back to me. I'm back home in my office. You guys can hear me, right? My light is on down here, so I think you can. Yes, we can hear you. Awesome. Thank you very much. So, what's up? What's new? What have I missed? What did you guys miss? What have you been up to? I started a poll here just to ask you guys some questions to see see what's holding you back. And let's just see here. Other explained below is winning, 55%. 33% say self-doubt. And then 6% each fear and technology. So self-doubt is pretty high. And then other things. So we'll get to those in the chat. Just a couple of housekeeping things to get out of the way. First of all, this is live stream number 98. This is my 98th live stream, not counting the dock parties, the members only ones. I'm not counting those. But anytime I go live on Tuesdays or even special ones where Saturday at the beach or a Tuesday or a Wednesday night, whatever, I count all those live streams to open to the public. 98. So we're getting close to 100. Might have to think up some kind of a, celebration stream or something for the 100th, which will be 2 weeks from today, I guess. So that's that. This live stream is mostly, as most of mine are, mostly for people who are just getting started on YouTube, or you've been doing YouTube and want to level up your channel. You want to get better at it. So that's kind of the things we talk about here, the questions I ask. There's no such thing as a stupid question. I will answer all questions asked of me if I can get to them all. What are you doing? What? What are you doing up there? Oh, I didn't turn my light on. That's what she's saying. Turn the light on. All right. Light is on. So that's what we are. Yeah, this is the place for you if you wanting to level up your YouTube channel, or if you want to start one. Couple other things. For those of you who are new here, welcome. It's great to have you here. And if you're returning, welcome back. I want to let you know there's some links in the description below. Anybody who is wanting to start, I usually have these links here, but I don't usually mention it every time. So I've got a link down there for Epidemic Sound. If you enter code ROB50, you'll get 50% off your first 2 months. Sorry, I am reading, you can probably tell. 50% off your first 2 months after the 30-day free trial is over. That's Epidemic Sound. That's what I use to get all my music in my videos. Camtasia video editing. If anybody is interested, if you haven't picked a video editing software yet, I use Camtasia. I recommend it. There's lots of great editing softwares out there. I'm not trying to push anybody towards Camtasia, but it is what I use, and I am working on a course specifically designed to help people use Camtasia. You can get 10% off of that if you use the link below. Also, links for vidIQ, Canva, and Ecamm Live if you're interested. Links to my free YouTube stats tracker, the Over 40 Success Checklist, and if you want to join Creators Code for free, there's a link to that as well. Other than that, I also offer one-on-one coaching for anybody who's interested, link below. Enough of that. So where are y'all watching from? I'd be interested to know. I'm going to dive into the comments here. And of course, I probably won't get to everything, but I'm going to do my best today. I've been away. So last week, as many of you know, I was not here. I was live streaming from Vancouver, British Columbia with my son. I was out there on vacation with him for a week up at Whistler Mountain. I had a great time. And we live streamed from the woods. It was more of a chat. He and I had a chat and we took some questions and it was fun. Couldn't answer as many questions from you guys as I usually can. What is the problem? Do you want to come up? Come here. Come on up. Say hi. This is Peanut. She is my assistant today. Her and ChatGPT are you going to stay up here or what are you going to do? So anyways, so I wasn't here last week and I am here. So why don't I just dive in to see what questions you guys have. Why don't you move over there? Happy Canada Day, by the way, to anybody who is from Canada, like I am. Today is our nation's birthday, so that's why the red Canada shirt today. It is a holiday technically here in Canada as well. I don't tend to. It's hard on me. Like holidays don't really mean a lot to me, like days off and stuff, because I tend to eat and breathe this stuff all the time, anyways, no matter what day it is. So, all right, who have we got here? We've got Lego Tours in the house. How you doing? Actually, I saw Lego Tours had his channel reviewed on vidIQ's live stream, which I dropped in on an hour or two ago. So that was pretty cool. Congrats to you. I hope you got some good info from them. Don's Simple Life in Costa Rica. I love Costa Rica. Welcome. Happy Canada Day. Rob from way down here in Central America. Love Costa Rica. Was there 25 years ago and want to go back. Question from Modeling with Mike. Hey Rob, my channel is now 6 months old and I have the following numbers. 358 subs. 6 months old. Okay. 358 subs, 14,000 views, and 1,200 watch hours. What do you think of these numbers so far? I think that's fabulous. You're way ahead of where I was. Way ahead. The subs is what I'm looking at. 6 months. Let me just take a quick look at where I was at 6 months in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, after 6 months, my views were at 2,100. You're at 14,000, way ahead. I was at 61 subs. You're killing that. And what was the other thing? Watch hours. I was at 93 total watch hours. So you're way ahead of where I was. Keep doing what you're doing and just try to get better with every video. It's a hard thing. Quite often people will kind of stop, look at the numbers and kind of look back and why am I not getting the results I think I should be getting and all this stuff. Quite honestly, just keep looking forward. Try to make your next video better than your last. And that's it. If you keep doing that and keep a relatively consistent schedule, you should see success. It's as simple as that. So congrats on your early success. Welcome, This Old Horse Girl just became a member, a channel member. Welcome. And that leads me into, for anybody who is a channel member, I do, I call them doc parties, but it's basically extra live streams that are only for channel members. I had been doing them every 2 weeks, but that would have landed on last Wednesday when I wasn't here. So every 2 to 3 weeks, let's say. So the next one is tomorrow. Going to do a doc party tomorrow, same time as this, for those who are channel members. And if you want to become a member, you can click the join button below. I think it's $4.99 a month. That's through YouTube. And yeah, there's usually, well, what do we have in here now? We've got over 80 people in here now. Awesome. Thank you guys for tuning in. The members only live streams typically tops out around 20 people. So way more chances to get your questions answered. In fact, I've always answered all questions in the doc parties. So that's the advantage of that. Who else we got here? We've got broken femur recovery. Ouch. Welcome. Accidental software engineer. Welcome. Barb is in the house. Happy Canada Day. Thank you very much. Wishing I were in Canada. What's holding me back is fearing I won't be able to stay consistent with videos production and each must be quality content. Yeah, try not to let that stop you. Quite honestly, yeah, it's good to have a backlog of ideas for videos, obviously, for obvious reasons. But I'm here to tell you that once you get going, as long as you try to engage the audience when you make videos, try to ask them questions, try to get them to comment below, things like that, you will probably get suggestions from your audience. Granted, when you're just starting out, they may only trickle in. It might take a while, but in time, you will get plenty of ideas for future videos from those questions, and even from making videos. Where'd she go? Here, let me give you that. You can lay there if you want. Yeah, if you, what was I going to say? Lost my train of thought. Peanut, what'd you do that to me for? Getting ideas. So yeah, asking questions is a great way to get ideas. Just by making videos. Quite often, I will, in making a video and editing it afterwards, like let's say I make a walk and talk video outside. When I come back to the office to edit it, I may think, you know what? I didn't say exactly what I wanted to say in this video. I missed this and that. And so therefore those become ideas for my next videos, right? My very next video could be, this is what I missed in my last video, right? For example. And you can get ideas from your videos that you post. That will happen. But yeah, if you're worried about that, maybe don't start off too strong. Like, don't start off with 3 videos a week. Maybe just start off with 1. And then if you have an idea for your second, if you can do that the next week, great. If not, 2 weeks later is fine, right? And just try to stay consistent, but just start. Just start, Barb. I know you can. And actually leads me to something I thought about, or not I thought about. I was in a live stream yesterday with Brian G. Johnson. Brian G. Johnson TV is his channel name. Great guy. I've had him on this channel before a couple times, and we've chatted. And so I went on his live stream yesterday. If you haven't seen that, go check it out. I think it's around an hour and a half. But one thing he said to some of his viewers was, give me a date. Particularly viewers who he sees a lot in his chats, who show up a lot and ask questions and comment a lot, but they haven't posted a video. Brian says, look, man, just give me a date. Like, when are you publishing your first video? I want a date right now. I'm going to hold you to it. So, I don't know. I kind of like that. Just post it. Barb, you'll be so happy you did when you do. I guarantee it. And don't worry about the quality. The quality will improve video over video. There's no way to start with a high quality first video, I don't think. So I wouldn't worry about that at all. So anyways, I'm going to keep chugging along here. Oh, who said that? Hey, that was me. The Farrier Trails, let's go. How you doing? And it's the Farrier Trails birthday. Happy birthday to you. And thanks for spending some of it with us. Hello, Tiff's Take. How are you? Jeff from Indiana's in the house. How you doing, Jeff? Gad Finance Foundation from the Netherlands. Welcome. Thanks for stopping in. Hang time is in Norway, 7 p.m. there now, so you're 5 hours ahead of here. Very good. Thanks for stopping in. Rick Lakes is here. Hello, Rick. Robin. Hi, Peanut. Not that you can read this. Oh, yes, I saw that because I commented. She doesn't have her glasses on. Mariella's 360 has a question. Should I wait to make public my videos at least 2 hours or more? No. I've heard this a lot, and at first I was hesitantly saying no, but I've since talked to other creators as well, and the consensus is no. YouTube does not need time to figure out what your video is about or to figure out who they're going to send it out to, because they do their testing live. Okay, when you put a video out, and was it your first one? No, you don't mention, but yeah, when you post your first video, YouTube has no idea who you're trying to reach yet, right? They will transcribe your video, and they do that. I mean, consider it instantly, right? They do checks on your video for copyright infringement, make sure you're good there, and they transcribe your video. You may notice that there's a button below people's videos now in the description, show transcript. You can click on that, and there's a transcript of your video, right? That is relatively new. I don't know exactly when they started doing it. I've noticed it the last couple months. But back in the day when I used to edit videos for other people, and specifically when I used to transcribe and add subtitles to people's videos, YouTube wasn't doing that. I had to use like another tool to transcribe and then to create the subtitle file and things like that. But now YouTube's doing it, and you've got to know that they've got AI. I mean, these big companies are making AI available to us in the form of ChatGPT, Claude, and whatever else. But you've got to know that they're using AI tools as well. If they're providing us with AI tools, their best AI tools, they're probably using themselves, right? To transcribe videos. From that, they can pick out keywords. They know what your video is about, okay? So that will help them try it in front of people, right? Even if you have no subscribers yet. If you do have subscribers, they'll try it with them. But then it's just a matter of how are people responding to the videos, right? Are they watching? Are they clicking your thumbnail? If they're not clicking, if your click-through rate is 1%, then you're not going to get very many views. But the bigger thing is once people do click, if they're not watching much of your video, if they click to watch your video and they watch less than 30 seconds, I don't even think that counts as a view, right? But even if they go over 30 seconds, if they then leave relatively quickly, that's not good. You want people to stick around. And YouTube wants people to stick around. And if YouTube knows they're not sticking around on your videos, they're not going to push them out anymore. Okay, so test failed. Now they're waiting for your next video. All right, so really nothing you can do about that video. Yeah, you can update the thumbnail, but I wouldn't even waste my time with that. Move on to the second video. So to answer your question, no, don't wait. If you don't want, I mean, the only reason to wait is if you want to release your video at a specific time because you believe most of your subscribers are watching at a specific time. Okay? I like to post my videos in the mornings. So between, I don't know, 9 a.m., 10 a.m., 11 a.m., or whenever I get it done. If I wanted to release it at 10 a.m., but it took me till noon to finish it, I'll release it at noon as soon as it's up. Okay? I don't wait. So don't think that YouTube needs time to figure out your video. They don't. Release it right away. I'm just United Brothers. I'm just trying to get monetized with a shorts channel. Good luck. Best of luck with that. And it's good to focus on what you like. If you like shorts or do you like making long form videos? Focus on what you like. It's two different audiences. Focusing on shorts is totally fine. So good luck with that. You can do it if you enjoy yourself. Hello, Ryan. How you doing? LOL, Robin. I'm not sure what that was about, but we're all laughing together. No problem, Farrier. I hope you enjoy your birthday. Cheryl from South Florida. Good afternoon. It is afternoon. I keep thinking it's morning, but it's afternoon. Thanks for stopping in. Nature's Calling is here in Norway. I think that's 2 from Norway. Okay, who else? Yes, we can hear you. Okay, we got there. It is on. Yes, loud and clear. Yes, thumbs up. I can hear you. Sounds good. This old horse girl, made it just. Had to remove some things like you said. Thanks. I'm not sure what that's referring to. Sorry. Calamity Camper Van, hello. Welcome. Madhouse Creations, what's up? Droning with Jamie. Someone's Garden, how you doing? Welcome. All right, who else? Let me take a quick little break. I've even got a red cup today. It's just fruit juice in here, or fruit punch, flavored water. All decked out in red, except for the hat for Canada Day. Writing Life's Next Chapter. Created my first short. I think it is the best I've done yet. Awesome. Awesome. Don't let the results of it get you down. And I only say that because a lot of times we think we've created the best, the best video or short that we've ever created, and then it'll flop. Happens to me all the time. Actually, I'll just to share this with you, the video I posted, when was it? Yesterday, with me and my son at the top of Whistler Mountain. For those of you who have posted several videos before, you know that when you post it in YouTube Studio, it'll show you how well it's done. It'll rank it out of your last 10 videos. And it's nice to always see number 1 out of 10. If you release a video, number 1 out of 10, that means it's growing at a pace that's the best of your last 10 videos. Well, my video from yesterday, which I anticipated, I tried to have it out last Friday, I couldn't, I posted, sorry, it's not ready. A lot of people said, oh, I want to see it, the mountains and all this stuff, your vacation, you talking with Liam, that's going to be cool, I want to see it. Posted it yesterday. It is number, what do you think it is? Out of 10. You guys take a guess, let me know, and we'll get to that. I'll tell you what it's at. I'll show you the stats. So, but anyways, congrats on your first short. That's awesome. Other things, laziness that's what is holding you back. That's great. Thank you for your honesty. And that's a lot of people. Actually, a lot of people, I think, that is part of it. Just do it. And the only person that can convince you to do it is yourself. We can help encourage you, but just get off your tush and do it. All right, what holds me back is not enough time in the day. Working 12-hour plus days does not leave a lot of time for making videos. I get it. I totally get that. And it's tough. If you have a full-time job or whatever else keeps people busy, kids at home, kids not at home, but kids that still need you for things, right? A couple days ago, I helped my daughter move, right? So things like that, right? Things keep you busy. So, but full-time job, 100%, that'll keep you busy. Just do what you can. Honestly, that's all you can do. And if you want to start slow, I mean, there's no time. The best time to start a YouTube channel is when you already have a job. Like specifically, I'm talking to people who want to do YouTube as a job or as a career change to make income. If that is a goal, then the best time to start something like that is when you already have a job, right? You don't want to quit a job to do YouTube because it might take you a couple years to bring YouTube up to a point where it's bringing you a full-time income. Contrary to a lot of those videos you'll find on the internet or on YouTube that say, oh, monetize in 2 weeks. Well, or 6 weeks or whatever. I mean, totally possible, but improbable. All right? You have to, I don't know. I don't love the get rich quick type of videos, whether it's with YouTube or whatever else. I mean, there's all kinds of different things you could do on the internet to make money. Side hustles, a lot of people call them. And honestly, like a side hustle, to me, the term side hustle just means you have another job and then you're doing something else on the side to make extra money. Okay, so side hustles, I guess that's how it could start. But then hopefully the goal is to turn a side hustle into your main hustle, right? Going into business for yourself. So anyways, yeah, start YouTube, start slow, just do what you can. If you enjoy it, you'll find the time. That's, I mean, that might sound a bit crass, but you may not find as much time as you'd like to find to spend on YouTube, but you'll find time to at least get started and just do it. And if it means you're only posting one video a month, that's fine. At least you've started. And you've started down that journey or down that lane of learning how it all works, right? So good luck with you, Madhouse. My new fear is my channel being deleted by YouTube again. A good thing to be leery of, for sure. I don't know why YouTube would have deleted your channel, but you got to make sure you're following their terms of service, right? I mean, there are rules. Again, no idea what the background is here, but YouTube will delete accounts if they break rules. So that's something to be aware of for sure. DG Outdoors channel, how you doing? Good to see you. It's on, but I sound like a woman. Maybe I have a high-pitched voice. I don't know. Did I do something different here? I don't know. I'll have to listen back now. From Estonia, Pavel. Hello, welcome. All right, let me scroll a little bit more, see if I can see another question. Let me go back because people were, so in the current chat, people were throwing me numbers. How we thought that video did. My video from yesterday, prosthetic makeup effects, guest 10, Big Mayo Nation 8, Georgia Fan 9, we don't need no stinking badges 8, Encouragement Seeker 3. All good guesses. The winner is Georgia Fan. It was a 9. 9 out of 10. Is that what it still is? I can quickly check. And yeah, it's a 9. It is a 9 out of 10. Let's share that with you guys. This one here. There we go. So there's my YouTube studio. Just bring that in there a little bit. Yeah, censored. Okay. That's something else I wanted to talk about is the A/B testing, because I asked people in a poll about 3 different thumbnails and I messed up. I know I messed up because I uploaded 3. I did an image poll, okay, in the post section of my channel. And if I go to my channel and go to posts, you'll see it. Where is it? This one right here. Testing. I'm still planning to have the chat, blah, blah, blah. So, which I wanted to see what the results were and how they differed from what YouTube's results were, because I A/B/C tested these 3 thumbnails. Now, I didn't know they were going to crop them into squares like this, but they did. So I guess I haven't done an image poll before. Anyways, now I know. I couldn't edit it. I couldn't change it. So anyway, you can kind of extrapolate maybe. This one said studio tour. This one said studio tour. And then this one was the same as that one, but it said behind the scenes. Okay. And your guys' guess was 64% of you, 208 votes. That's awesome. 64% of you picked option 1. And if I go to that video, studio tour, right in here, I can show you where we go. We scroll down, thumbnails. We're now on this one. I'll click options, view test report. 34.9% picked the same one you guys picked. So you're on the same page. Not by as big a margin here as what you guys selected, but anyway, and it wasn't, I could have kept this test running. You can stop these tests whenever you want. You can start them, and you can only you can test 2 or 3 videos or thumbnails if you want, and they base the results on watch time. Okay, so 34.9% of the watch time that I got from these from these 3 thumbnails came from this first one. Okay, sometime yesterday, I think halfway through the day, I ended the test because I saw enough that this one was the better one. Even though I could have left it going because it's not, they're pretty close. And yeah, there you go. There you go. So let me just go back to the channel here and back to this censored one, yesterday's video. It's a 9 out of 10. And if I hover over that, you can see it's got 2,000 views, which is awesome. But I had been doing better than that, right? In the first, this is after one, whoops, something went wrong. Let's retry. There we go. This is after 1 day and 1 hour. So it was 1 day and 1 hour ago that I released this video. And it's 9 out of 10. What's 10 out of 10? The one I released on Saturday. The one, but was it Saturday or Friday? The studio tour one. Also not, but anyways, I know a lot of people like to see that studio tour. And actually I have to thank Brooke for sending me that. She's the one that basically showed me that this little part within your live stream would make a great video on its own. And she was right. So it's basically another behind the scenes video. I've done one of those before, but that's when this, I'll go back here. This desk was over there and my equipment was a little bit different. The setup was different. So I was due to do a redo of the behind the scenes video. So it was great timing. So there we go. All right, let me get back into what's going on anyways. Let me go to the chat. Hello. You guys are having your own little chat in there. That's so awesome. I love that. Let me get back to the questions. What else we got here? Oh, I missed one here. I started a lot of different channels, but found a niche that has surprised me and is growing. It kept me from having to get a second job. Good side hustle. Awesome. That's great. My little slice of paradise. Congratulations. That's great. I hope you enjoy this niche that you happened upon, because that's the main thing. As long as you enjoy it, then keep doing it. Some people, I've heard, will start off with the intention of, they know what their niche is, but then they make a video that's slightly different, off topic, but it does really well. But then they'll come back and they'll say, you know what, that video did so well, but I don't like that because that's not really the niche I want to do. And then that's a little bit of an issue, right? Because that's what the audience wants to see, but it's not what they want to produce. So that's a conundrum. So I hope you like the niche that you're now making videos in, because that'll make it a lot easier to stick with it. So what advice for logos and intros? Peanut, I don't want you unplugging anything. Can you just stay down there? Logos and intros. So if we're talking about in your video, the first thing that popped into my mind, I don't know if this is what you're referring to, but several years ago, or even when YouTube just started, in the early days, when people made videos, maybe their logo was part of their brand, and they would design a nice catchy intro that included their logo. Maybe it animated together and with music and sound effects. Maybe their picture popped on the screen and titles, text, all this stuff. Fancy intro. Some of them were fairly short, some of them were longer, and it was cool. I mean, I feel like when YouTube just started, it was kind of TV-like, and maybe people were trying to emulate that and trying to look like the opening of a TV show, maybe. But anyways, whatever the reason, that's not what I think is going to help videos and channels grow right now anymore. That to me is a little bit of a dated technique. I think right now, forget logos, well, again, it depends on what you're doing, but I'm not a huge fan of, for example, using a logo as your avatar, especially if you're going to be in your videos. I think you should be your avatar, your face, just like mine. But again, that could be a personal preference thing. I just feel that if you're going to be in your videos and you're going to be in your thumbnails and you want people to start to remember who you are, I mean, wouldn't it be great to get to a place where you're making videos and when your thumbnail shows up in somebody's YouTube homepage, they see your face and they don't even read your title. They click, oh, that's Rob. Click, I want to see what he's got to say. Right? Wouldn't that be great to get to a place like that? The only way you can do that is if you use yourself as part of your branding. And I think putting your face in your avatar is a big part of doing that. It's another thing that helps. So yeah, I would do that instead of a logo. And the intros, if you want an intro, keep it short. And even, I think this is a better way to do it. Like, it is so important that the first part of your video grabs the attention of the viewer, right? People spend tons of time on your thumbnail and your title to try to get the click, okay? Let's say that's working now. People click. Now what? Now you've got to start fulfilling the promise you made with the thumbnail and the title. That's what the job of the first little bit, well, that's what the job of your whole video is, but the first 10, 15 seconds are crucial. That's when you can lose people, okay? The metric YouTube gives you is the first 30 seconds. How many people are still watching? And I usually hover around the mid to high 60s, low 70% for the first 30 seconds. And it's hard to get that number up. But if you're like 20%, right, 80% of the people who click are gone before 30 seconds, that's not good. And you got to get that up. So those first 30 seconds, I mean, I like to think of it even less than that, but basically the first 30 seconds, that's like prime real estate. If you think about a high-rise building, that's the penthouse at the top, right? That is what costs the most, right? So use that. Don't put fluff in there that doesn't add any value. Start delivering on your message right away, like right away. If you feel like you need to put an intro in there, and sometimes you do, sometimes I do, just start delivering information first, and then maybe 10 seconds, 15 seconds, 20 seconds, whatever it is, later, hit them with a very short 5-second intro, and then get back to delivering the information. Okay? That's my advice on logos and intros. Spoiler alert, I haven't got 500 views. Keep plugging away. You'll get there. You'll get there. Good morning, Catherine. Good to see you again. I saw you in Brian's live stream yesterday. That's awesome. Georgia fan, hey. All right, let's look for another question. Sophia's in the house. How you doing, Sophia? Good to see you. 34 Celsius. Holy cow. That's hot. It was 36. Oh, my Lord. What is it here? It's like 19 Celsius here. A little more comfortable. Happy Canada Day. Indeed, happy Canada Day. Here's a question. What is your favorite app for taking a long-form video and making a short or two from it? So I don't do this a lot, but when I did, I used Opus Clip, and I loved it. I thought it was great. I don't do it a lot because it's not a huge part of my strategy, but every several months, I may decide, you know what, I'll put a few more shorts up there. And Opus Clip, you plug in your YouTube URL from a video that you want to take clips from, and it uses AI, does its magic, and boom, there's 10 to 20 options. You can go through and see if you like them. That's all I do. Not suggesting that's the best way to make shorts, but if your focus is on longs, like mine is, and you want a quick way to make shorts just to kind of help support your longs, which is all I do, Opus Clip is great. If your focus is on shorts, then I don't think I would use AI to make shorts. I would spend some time to edit it the way I want to edit it, right? It's a different game, playing the shorts game than the long game. The Farrier Trails, I need to stop using CapCut. I've heard a lot of negative things about CapCut lately. I think something to do with their terms of service changed, and they own everything, all the assets that you use to make videos or something. I don't know. I don't want to talk too much about that because I don't know. I know it was a very popular, and probably still is, a very popular editing app to use. It is owned by TikTok. Sorry. CapCut and TikTok are both owned by ByteDance. That's the parent company, company from China. And I guess my hesitation with CapCut has always been, not me personally, but my hesitation in recommending it has always been that, how do I explain this? Back in January, there was an issue in the United States with TikTok. It was banned for a day. It was in January. And when that happened, CapCut was also banned. Now, they reversed that, I think before that day was out, or the next day or something. It was very quick. But during that ban, those people who used CapCut to edit their videos, and if they were doing the editing online, like on CapCut servers, you can edit offline. You can download the program and do it on your computer. But a lot of people do it online from their mobile phone or from their computer. And all of the assets kind of lived on their servers. If that's the way you did it, then you lost access to all your content that you made with CapCut. So anyway, that scared a lot of people. And for that reason, now Canada has never had an issue with, or it's never been talked about, I don't think anyways. Maybe I shouldn't be even saying this because I don't know what I don't know. Yeah, I don't think CapCut was ever in danger of getting banned in Canada. But that said, I don't use it anyways. I use Camtasia. That's the one I like. That's the one I've used for a long time. And quite honestly, the video editing app you use doesn't even really matter. Just find one you're comfortable with and stick with it, because they all do the same thing. You know, some have more bells and whistles than others. I get that. The big boys would be like DaVinci Resolve, Final Cut Pro, Adobe Premiere. Those are the three I think of when I think of like the big ones that do all the things. But there's so many things that they do, and it could get overwhelming if you get into those. I've used DaVinci. Well, years ago I tried using Premiere Pro, didn't love it. Then I went back to Camtasia. Then I tried DaVinci Resolve for a while, liked it better. But holy cow, some of the, like, to animate things, I found that super hard. Whereas in Camtasia, it's super easy. They just make it easy. It may not be the normal way you normally animate things, like in Premiere Pro. If you're used to keyframing and all this stuff, DaVinci Resolve might seem a little more familiar to you. But animation arrows in Camtasia, to me, it's like, oh my lord, this is just so easy. Drag an arrow, you know. Anyway, I'm not going to get into that. But yeah, you need to stop using CapCut. Well, there are lots of other ones to choose from. And the good news is, once you learn one video editing application, be it CapCut or whatever, learning another one is a whole lot easier. I mean, a lot of the mechanics of them are all the same, but their tools might be in different locations. The keyboard shortcuts might be slightly different. A lot of the tools allow you to change the keyboard shortcuts to whatever you were used to in a previous one. Okay, so just some things to keep in mind. All right, let's move on. What else we got? Let me take a drink. 125 people in the house. That's awesome. Thank you. Oh, and something else. I was hoping it would have been fun if this could happen during this live stream. But I am 76 subscribers away from 70,000. And so at the pace I've been going, around 150 to 200 subs a day. New ones, net new ones, because you always lose some too. That'll probably happen overnight. So hopefully it'll get there by tomorrow. It'll happen. That'll be exciting. Not that it means anything. It means absolutely nothing. Nothing at all. Well, I shouldn't say that. The more subscribers you have, the more people get notified when you come out with a video. Doesn't mean they're going to watch it. Doesn't directly mean you're going to get more views, but it helps. So yeah, that typically happens. Once you get monetized, you kind of stop focusing on watch hours and the number of subs you have, because now it doesn't even matter as much. Now the views matter more than anything if you're looking at how much revenue you can earn from it. So there you go. Let's get you, I just saw this, let's get you the silver play button, 100K. Here we come. Here we come. Here we come. That'll be exciting. That's not something anyway, that has been a goal of mine, but again, kind of a false goal, because, you know, the number of subscribers you have, again, doesn't really matter that much. There's probably people with 500,000 subscribers who haven't posted in years even. And, you know, even though they still have subscribers, it doesn't really matter so much. The channel might have fallen off, right? And they may not be getting the views that somebody with 50,000 subscribers get. Okay, so it's all about staying current and sticking with it and enjoying it so that you can keep at it. Still trying to kick the consumer habit. Made a lot of unpublished videos. Yeah, so publish one. Pick one and publish it today, tomorrow. I'll give you a day to pick your favorite. Publish it. Get going. But I get it. Consumer. I mean, I'm still a consumer. You kind of have to be a consumer, meaning you watch videos too. You kind of have to be a consumer to kind of, at least of other videos in your niche, to kind of like, what's going on? What's trending here? You know, and to learn how YouTube works. So consuming is good, but I spent far too long consuming before I actually started creating. And a couple times I took really long breaks. I took 6 months off. I took 8 months off. I think my longest was 18 months between videos. And yeah, it's just get too wrapped up in, oh, I need that thing. I need this thing. I need to get better at that. Yeah, just pick your favorite super ager and post it tomorrow. There's your challenge. Made 4 videos in 2 months, up to 5,000 views per video. Only 78 subscribers. Very good, but 2 months, 78 subscribers. Again, you're well ahead of where I was. 2 months. 2 months. Where was I after 2 months? I had 14 subscribers. So, and I had 9 videos published at the time. So you have 4 videos. Make another video. 4 videos in 2 months. Just get to work on your next one. Things build and things grow as long as you keep feeding the YouTube machine. All right. Let me look for another question here. Oh, okay, here's where we are. Boulder, Estonia, Arizona, New Zealand, Dana Point, California, Puerto Rico, Minnesota. Awesome, guys, all over the place. North Carolina, South Carolina. Steve Brocky, I'll join this properly once I get the kids down to bed. Good luck with that. What do you think about a channel that makes only live streams? I think that's a great idea. I mean, whatever your thing is. So I got into this with Brian a little bit yesterday, too. We talked about this. I love doing live streams. I love it. I love this. Every once in a while, I'll do an extra one from outside somewhere. And it's a lot of fun. I find it a lot of fun. I love connecting with you guys and answering your questions and helping as best as I can. This is a great way to do it. Okay. I'm getting updates on the NHL trade. Today's the first day of free agency for those of you who are hockey fans, so they come through on my watch. Anyway, yeah, I love doing live streams. Therefore, I've put them into my strategy. My strategy is, well, right now I'm doing about 1 to 2 videos a week, plus 1 live stream a week. And, you know, so, but if you love live streams, then absolutely add it to your strategy. Only live streams? I mean, sure. See what happens. See what happens. The thing is, it depends on what you want. Like if you want to grow a channel, I feel like live streams are hard to get. They're hard to turn into evergreen videos. Okay? Especially if you're doing them consistently. Like, let's say you go live every week or even every day, whatever you do, right? People can watch them afterwards. That's true. But because they're all live streams, and if you're always kind of doing the same sort of thing, it will be rare for people to go back and watch an older live stream if they can watch your current live stream, if that makes sense. So that's when making videos on specific topics that can be watched, only that video whenever people want, makes a lot of sense. So, but see what happens. See what happens. And if you feel like you're not growing as fast as you'd like, then hit them with a long form video somewhere and see how that does. Right? You can do that every once in a while. Maybe you do one live stream a week, and once a month you do a long form video, or once every 2 months, whatever. And I suspect you'll find, if you're growing an audience with your lives, I suspect you'll find that they'll like to see a long form video from you, and you should get good results from that. And that may sway you into making more of them, right? You just kind of follow the lead of your viewers. Let's take a breather. Why am does it sound like I'm yelling? Because I feel like I'm yelling. Oh, there she is. Found a new spot to sleep on my backpack. Let's tame this down a little bit. Lower my voice. I'm going to run out of breath. Question, Rob, what state are you from? I'm not from a state at all. I'm from the province of Nova Scotia. I'm in Canada. Ted's Tricks, New Glasgow, Nova Scotia. Hot day. Welcome, neighbor. So New Glasgow is about an hour and a half from me. Welcome. That's always awesome to see locals in the live stream. Rob lives in Nova Scotia. Yes, I do. Ottawa Valley, Puerto Rico. This is awesome. I have 3 food hogs myself. I mean, Maine Coons. Huge poops. Okay. Didn't need to know that, but anyway. Wait, maybe you all didn't need to know that. No, we didn't, but it's out there now. Thank you, Karina, and to all other Canadians here. Sophia, everybody is leaving CapCut. Do we have to learn how to edit all over again when we move on to another editing tool? No. If you leave CapCut, then you'll have to learn something else. But I'll say that once you know an editing software, learning others is not that steep a hill to climb as it was learning your first. So hopefully that makes you feel a little bit better. But that said, when I started to hear like a lot of people leaving CapCut, I'm starting to think myself, Lord, wouldn't it be good if I actually had my Camtasia course that I've been threatening to make ready, but it's not ready. So at the very least, I should come out with a video explaining why I think people should switch to Camtasia and start pushing that. But anyway, that's just me. I know Camtasia is not that popular because it's older, and it didn't start out as a video editing platform. It started out as a good way to make really good looking tutorial videos based on sharing your screen, right? Which is, I mean, that's kind of my background. That's why I learned that one first. But in the last several years, they've added so many video editing tools inside it. And now you can, I mean, not just now, it's been at least 5 years you've been able to do this. You bring videos into Camtasia now and you can edit them just like any other video editing platform. So anyway, that's why I'm biased. But I started there because for other reasons initially. Fairbanks, Alaska's in the house. Welcome. I want to be a YouTuber. You're in the right spot. You're in the right spot. Happy Canada Day. North Carolina here. All right, let me look for another question. I selected other because I worry my work will not like me starting a channel or colleagues might laugh at me. Okay, valid concern, and you're not alone. So the thing I'll say about the work thing is this just grabbed my attention. Let's go sew with Joanne. Do you not like me, Rob? I can't seem to grab your see my question. I haven't seen you yet, but I'm probably 30 minutes behind in the questions. I'll get to yours. And I do like you. Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, so the whole work thing. First of all, that might stem from a place where some people might think you're starting YouTube to make money, to maybe eventually replace your work. So that's why maybe some employers may not like it. But and some other employers might think you should be spending more time doing the job that pays you than on hobbies. And, depending on what you do, that could be a valid point. But the way I would kind of frame that is I'm only doing YouTube as a hobby. I do it in my spare time. It doesn't take me away from my work. It's a hobby of mine. Yes, some people make money with it, but I'm just doing it as a hobby. That's the way I would leave it and then let it grow, if that's what you want to do, in silence, which is what you want anyways. You want to grow a channel organically. You're not going to grow a channel by telling people you know about it or people at your work. That's not going to help. You want it to grow organically. So doing it in silence is the best way to grow it anyways. And then, maybe it might be a couple months, might be a couple years, whatever. You may grow it to a point where, this is kind of replacing my other, maybe you might want to switch then. Okay, so that's the way I look at the whole work thing. As far as people laughing at you, laugh at yourself first. Have fun with it. And try not to let what other people think bother you. And if you don't let everybody know that if you don't let the people know about your channel, then it's only strangers watching your stuff anyways. And what they think doesn't matter. So actually what the people what they think about it doesn't matter either. So, that's just something that it takes some people a little bit longer to get over than others. But that's the way it goes. Rebecca has not enough time. I get that. I totally get it. And I talked about that a little bit earlier. But yeah, just my advice there is to have fun with it. And then you'll make as much time as you can for it. And just do what you can do. That's really it. Thank you, Steve. I appreciate that. Let's see. Okay, so hello, Mike. How you doing? Good to see you. Question. I have a YouTube Shorts channel. Do you have any suggestion on how I can get more subscribers and get monetized? So I was going to say I'm not a Shorts expert, but I'm not an anything expert. Shorts are not my specialty. So I'm going to say that right off the bat. It's a different game than the long form video game. But I will say that as a consumer of shorts sometimes, right, if I'm just kind of scrolling through shorts, I rarely subscribe to shorts channels. Usually what I'll see are shorts that kind of support long form channels that I watch. Okay, so I want to say I feel like getting people to subscribe to a channel that only makes shorts is probably harder than longs. But again, I'm not a shorts expert, so take that with a grain of salt, a big old grain of salt. Thank you, Mark. I appreciate that. Okay. Started my channel with one subject, changed it, did that for a while, changed it again, slowly building, never fast enough. I did shoot an 18-hour overnight boat video. Hope new niche goes good. 18-hour, okay, so the one thing that just kind of popped into my mind there is, I don't know anything about your channel, but who's going to watch an 18-hour video is my first question. Just because or maybe you plan to edit that down. And if so, good. That's my first thought. Like when I make a video, I try to be aware of my viewers, and I try to be aware of the time that they have available to watch my videos. Okay. If I want to make a video every day, if that was my plan, I wouldn't make 1 hour long videos every day, because that is a huge ask. That's a lot of me to ask viewers to watch of just me. Okay. And what I've kind of found is if I'm only making 5-minute videos, then every couple of days is fine. My videos tend to be more like 10 to 20 minutes, maybe a little longer. And, 1 to 2 of those a week. I could do 3 a week, and I was for a long time, but I find even 3 a week, if the videos are getting up to 20 minutes, that's a lot. Like, that's a lot for me to ask people to watch. So, but if I wait a week and I haven't posted in a week, and then I come out with a 25-minute video, then people will watch it because they haven't seen me in a week. It's like, where are you? Right? So that's the first thing that popped into my head. 18-hour video. If you're actually making an 18-hour video and publishing an 18-hour video, no one's going to watch very much of that. I don't think, anyways, unless there's lots of stuff going on all the time, right? I guess now I'm thinking of like a channel where you have a camera in like an eagle's nest and you're waiting to see eagles hatch or something like that. Then I can see like a live stream for many hours in that kind of case would be useful, because people can have it on in the background. But if I got into watching a video like that and then I look at, I'm watching that for hours and then I look at my watch, it's like, holy crap, I didn't do anything today because I've been watching this video for 4 hours. I'd be upset with myself. Here's a question from Rebecca. I posted my first walk and talk yesterday and people love the format. Thank you for being the inspiration. Awesome. Congrats. Way to go. I don't see a question there, but that's okay. Congrats. I'm glad you did it. I hope you had fun with it. It sounds like maybe you did. So get to work on your next one. Come up with another title for your or topic and do it again. Keep that ball rolling. All right. I'm still terrified. Don't be scared. Nothing can happen. Nothing bad will happen. Okay. I'm going to speed up the scrolling here. Looking for... Okay, here we go. See, this is the first time I've seen your thumbnail, Joanne, so I haven't forgotten you. I like to add forgotten thoughts or tips in Camtasia. Okay, yeah. I've done that too. That's a good idea. Like a lot of times when I get back from making a video, I'll think to myself, crap, I should have talked about this and that. I forgot to talk about these things. You can add them as text afterwards. And I've done that in the past. Lately, I don't do that so much. Instead, what I do is I'll jot it down. Say, okay, I forgot this. This is something for my next video, right? So that's another approach. Really enjoyed the live stream yesterday. So yeah, thanks, Mike. For those who weren't there, I was live streaming not from this channel, but on Brian G. Johnson's channel, and had a lot of fun. He had me on as a guest, and we had a chat for not 2 hours, but over an hour and a half, and it was great. Had a lot of fun. Okay, looking for another question. What do we got here? Hey, Shelly from Utah. How you doing? Good to see you again. Call me Cubby. Hello. How you doing? Barb. How you doing, Barb? Saw Brian's live with you. It was awesome when he told Craft Daddy to get it going, brother. I felt it for myself. Just got to stop worrying about and obsessing. That's right. That's right. I think it was Craft Daddy that he told, give me a date, man. Just give me a date. You keep it was kind of funny. Brian just said, look, man, you keep showing up in my live chats and in my comments. I keep telling you to start and you still haven't posted. Give me a date. When are you posting your first video? So I guess we'll pass that on to you, Barb. Give us a date. All right. Let's see. Oh, Victoria. Good day from Victoria. Okay. At first I was thinking, oh, Victoria, I was just close to there out in BC, Victoria, British Columbia, Canada. But when you put a good A in front of Victoria, now I'm thinking it's Victoria, Australia. Dead giveaway there. Press record, get content out, and remember, your next video could be the viral one. Absolutely. It absolutely can. Is there a best practice for uploading schedule? No. Well, the best practice is whatever's best for you. That's kind of corny, but that's what it is. Post as many video, post whenever you can. Upload, when I say post, I mean upload or create. Create and upload a video whenever you can. Whatever you can do comfortably for a long period of time, like sustainably. All right? There's no point in coming up with a schedule. Yeah, I'm going to post every day, and I know I can do that for a month. Okay? But then what? Right? So if you can't continue that like indefinitely, that's probably not the right schedule for you. If you can do 3, awesome. That's a lot, but that's actually how I started. Right now, it's 1 to 2 a week for me, plus these live streams. But these live streams are easy. I just show up and I answer questions, right? There's no editing. When this is done, it's a video that you guys can watch on demand, on the replay, right? Or people that missed this, they can watch it later. So live streams are easy that way, once you know how to do it. Yeah, but if you can do... I like to think of 1 video a week as like if you can do that, then that's a good strategy to start with. If you can do 2, better. 3 is a lot. I would try to do one a week if you can, at least. All right. All right. Who we got now? Here's a question. Another question from Joanne. Any tips for great looking annotations in Camtasia, Rob? Oh, yes. And this is not specifically for Camtasia, but Camtasia and any other editing app, they have a whole bunch of ways you can do titles. Okay, there's a whole bunch of presets usually you can choose from. I don't use any of them. I feel like a lot of them look gimmicky to me. A lot of them look dated. Maybe trying to look like what graphics used to look like 5-10 years ago. I like to keep it simple. That's my advice. Keep it simple. I use a very simple font. White typically is what I use. Use whatever color suits you or suits your channel and your branding. But I just use white. Now, what I do to my text is I will put a drop shadow behind it. And that's because sometimes my text, being white, is going to be on a white background. If that's the case, you're not going to see it, or not going to see it well, unless there's a dark drop shadow behind it. So I do that on all my text, whether it's on a light or a dark background, because on a dark background, you're just not going to see the drop shadow. That's fine. But that allows me to just copy, paste, reuse, right? I make it once and then copy, paste throughout wherever else I want to put text. So that's my advice. Don't go over the top. Don't get gimmicky. For the most part, just a little bit of supporting text here and there is all you need. It's all you need. Now, having said that, I have done things a little more fancy in the past, but that's before my channel took off, right? Ever since my channel, I don't think I've done anything fancy with text from like 3,000 subscribers on, right? Everything I did with fancy text was before I really started to grow a lot. So any correlation there? I don't know. Thank you, Nicola. Thank you very much. Should have a consistent day and time to be posting, or just post it when you get finished editing it? Good question. I think there's some value in posting when your viewers are watching. Okay, and you can find that out in YouTube Studio when you're going to upload it. You can see what are the times people are watching your content. Okay, if I were to, let's just go into this. If this is going to work, let's see, audience. Yeah, absolutely. So let me share this with you guys and you, Ron. Screen. Okay, so this is my analytics tab. So this is the last 28 days. Shows returning viewers, unique viewers, subscribers, so on. But what I wanted to show you was, if we scroll down here to this right here. So we're on the audience tab. When your viewers are on YouTube. So the darker the color here, the more people are watching. So for me, that's noon. And my time. It'll show it to you in your local time, okay? So Sunday's noon, Monday a little bit earlier, 11 a.m. 11 a.m. It starts getting darker right around here, like 8 a.m. Some viewers, many viewers by 9 a.m., okay? And seems to be about the same every day of the week. Sunday, it looks like people get up a little later, but they all stop watching around the same time, 6 p.m., okay, for the most part. So because of that, I tend to aim for right around here, just before it starts to get purple, 8 or 9 or 10 a.m., somewhere around then. That's when I post. In terms of the day, nothing here is telling me that any day is any better than any other day. I do find that, and this may not be, it might not, I may not have enough data to support this, but I feel like posting on the weekends is not as good for my channel as through the week. So, and I always go live Tuesday. So, I feel like posting one Monday and then maybe one Thursday or Friday works for me. So those are some of the things I would keep in mind and have a look at when deciding when you want to post. Question from Liz. I am looking for a new computer. You said you used to have desktop, but now have an Apple. Why did you change? And I'm assuming you like it. I love it. I love it. I bought this MacBook Pro 3 years ago now. What year is it? 2025. So I got it in, maybe it's only 2 years. Anyway, it wasn't the top of the line at the time. This one is the M1 Max chip, MacBook Pro, 2 terabyte hard drive, 32 gigs of RAM. What else? Anyway, it's a beast compared to what I had before. M1. Once the Macs went to the M chips, the silica-based chips, they've now got M1 and then M2, M3, M4. They keep getting a little bit better. But when they moved from Intel to the M chips, boom, there was a huge increase in. Now, I'm not speaking from experience because I didn't have a Mac before this one. But what I've read online and seen in videos is that for video editing, the processing power, which is what's needed to render videos, took huge leaps ahead. And I can tell you that when I went from my Windows-based desktop, which was a Ryzen 9, it was a good computer. My son built it for me, built as a gaming computer, which gaming computers and video editing computers, they tend to both, they're similar, right? If not the same. They need the same things. But anyway, it was a good computer, but this MacBook Pro, compared to the other one, renders videos twice as fast. Even faster than that, than my desktop did. And also, the desktop computers, the Windows-based one, sounded like an airplane in my office, and I had to be concerned about where to point the mic. That was actually one of the main reasons I got this shotgun mic, and made sure that I had the desktop computer over here so it wouldn't pick it up when I was doing voiceovers, right? So, yeah, the fans were super loud. This fan here, even when I'm rendering like hour-long videos, they don't come on. Like, it's silent. It's like an iPad. I have heard the fan come on, but it's super low, and it probably only comes on once every 3 to 4 weeks. And I don't even know why it comes on then. Maybe I have too many things open or something. I hadn't rebooted the computer in a while. But I just love it. I just love it. And I mean, if I were you, anybody looking for a computer to edit on, if you're not afraid to upgrade to Apple from PC, I would look for the oldest M-based silica chip computer that you can find. I've got the oldest, and it's amazing still. It's a 4-year-old computer. I think it was 1 to 2 years old when I bought it. So I went to Apple's refurbished tab on their website, and that's where I bought mine through. So you save yourself some money by doing it that way instead of buying the latest and greatest. Which is, I mean, at some point I'll probably upgrade this, but I don't think I'll ever buy the one that's, the current one with it. Different story with the phones. I like my iPhone 16. The camera in that is amazing. But for this, M1 Max chip, and you're golden. And you may be able to find a good deal if you can find one of those. If not, M2. If not, M3, right? So there you go. Yeah, the biggest change, I mean, for years I had to stay with PC because the software I used ran on PCs. But now most of the software I use runs in browsers, like Canva. Ecamm Live is software I downloaded, which would not work on a PC. I used StreamYard back then when I streamed from a PC. And Camtasia, I think, was better on a PC than a Mac, but now it's both. Most software is made for both now. So there you go. There you go. All right, let's. What's going on? What's going on? Let me take a quick little drink here. How are we doing for time? Only been an hour. An hour 12. An hour 12. Still got 117 people in the house. Awesome. Awesome. Okay. Rob is the most relaxing YouTube advice guru on the planet. Especially when he wears his Detroit hat. Yeah, comforting to know someone out there is suffering with me. No, Detroit's good. They're a good team now. Suffered long enough. Well, thank you for that, but I don't consider myself a guru. All I'm doing here, I'm not an expert, and I will never claim to be an expert in any of this stuff. I have no inside knowledge of YouTube and their algorithm and any of that stuff. I don't know. All I'm doing is sharing what I learn as I go. All right, so that's kind of the way I'm approaching this. As I learn things, I'll share them. And what I learn may not work for everybody as well, right? So, yeah, not a guru. Okay, let's see. Catherine, I did a live stream meditation yesterday. If I clip the beginning and the end to just leave the meditation itself, will I get penalized for uploading that as a separate video? This rings a bell. Did you ask this in my comments? I think I might have answered this, but I'll answer it again here. I don't see why you would get penalized for it. Let me see. I mean, that's something similar to what I did, the video that I put out on, I think it was Saturday morning or Sunday morning. I can't remember. 2 videos ago, the behind the scenes that I did. That was a clip from within my live stream. So it wasn't the whole live stream. It was a 5-minute clip within a 2-hour live stream, right? So that's fair game. There's nothing wrong with doing that. And if you want to edit a live stream that you did, like clip off the beginning and the end and upload that as another video, totally fine. There's no reason you'd be penalized for that. That's right. I think what I said, the only thing I can think of is if people already watched your live stream and they know your other video is the same, then the likelihood of them watching that other video is probably low if they know they've already seen it, right? So, but on the flip side, live streams don't, like once you do a live stream and then you do another one, it's rare for people to go back into your catalog of live streams and watch them, especially if they've been long. Like mine tend to be long, 2-3 hours, whatever. If I get a new subscriber like today and they see that this is live stream number 98 and they average 2 hours, 200 hours of live streams are right there on my channel for you if you want, but who's going to watch all that? Nobody. Whereas a standalone video, if you title it appropriately, and if it's just a snip from within your live stream, sure, that could do very well, right? Especially if the topic is keyword based and it's something people search for. It could even go evergreen. Yeah, absolutely. All right, let me keep scrolling here. I apologize if you've asked a question. I haven't gotten to it yet. Oh, no. You know what? I really apologize for this. I missed a super chat, but better late than never, right? So I will click on it here, and then we'll press the boat, which is working again. Thank you so much for the super chat. I really appreciate it, and I apologize for missing this. I'm horrible at this. But here's your question. Let me answer your question. Hi, Rob. Can you use iPhones and laptop cameras for quality YouTube videos when first starting out? Or do you need to buy professional cameras and lights? Just use your camera. Just use your phone. 100% just use your phone. This right here is all you need. If you have a phone that is, I usually say within 5 years old, you've got a fantastic camera already. So like this is a current phone, but all the videos I made up until January was on my 2-year-old phone. It was the iPhone 14. This is the 16 now. But, iPhone, Samsung, any current phone that I know of has a fantastic camera in it. And even if it doesn't, I know people who used, so Alexa Serenoya, for example, another creator, friend of mine, she started with the webcam in her laptop, okay? And grew a successful channel. I believe she was monetized and making good money from her channel before she even got a camera. She only used her now I can't remember if it's a Mac or a Windows-based laptop, but that doesn't even matter. The camera in my laptop is not a very good one, and this is a Mac, but I could have started a channel with it and would have been fine. So if you start with that, fine. I would recommend using your phone because it's probably got a way better camera in it than your laptop. And you can also use your phone as a webcam. If you have a MacBook and an Apple phone, it can be used as a webcam. And I'm sure you can do that with Samsung. I just don't know how. But yeah, no, you do not need to buy professional cameras. You mentioned lights. You don't need them. You don't need them. You'll look better without or with them. If I turn this light off here, I'm darker, right? Turn that back on. If I turn that one off, so this is the look you get with one key light, and that light is probably around $100. Okay, I bought a kit, and in Canada it was over 200 Canadian dollars, but 2 lights. Oh, and I have that light on behind me too. If I turn that off, hardly any difference. But you know what I mean? Like lights is something, if you just light yourself up adequately, that's all you need. So a panel light like this might set you back $100. Maybe you have a phone already that has a camera in it, so no extra cost there. Microphone is probably where I would spend money before upgrading to an expensive camera. But even that's not really necessary, right? People have been successful with just their phones and the microphone in their phones. Maggie McCormick is another fantastic example. I think she started in November or something of last year. She got to 1,000 subscribers in January, and then one video filmed with her phone and the mic in her phone got 5 million views. In January, she went from 1,000 to like 180,000 subscribers in a month, actually in a couple weeks, right? So no, and she filmed that outside. She was outside, phone, no extra microphone. I think she had some notes, right? And I think she did some editing to tighten things up a little bit, and added some text here and there. I don't know what editing software she used, but it doesn't even matter. That's all you need. I feel like I'm in the dark here. I'll turn that one back on. So again, thank you for the super chat. I really appreciate that. Lori's in the house. How you doing, Lori? Thank you. I am back. Back on the East Coast. All right, looking for more questions. I'm going to have to pick up the pace. So again, apologies if I miss any. I'm looking for those 3 Qs. Here are some Qs. I did a live stream Oh, I've already answered that one. How'd that get in there again? Maybe you asked it a second time. What would you say are the 3 best niches on YouTube? This is a hard one to answer because if I answer it in a way that says, what are the... Like, how do we quantify that? Is it what niches make the most money on an RPM or a CPM basis? That's one way to look at it. But ultimately, what it comes down to is it's got to be something you're passionate about and something you know something about, right? Like the ones that pay the highest RPM or revenue per 1,000 views, and you might be thinking RPM, revenue per M doesn't stand for 1,000. What's up? Well, it does in Latin. M is me, and I thought it was French because 1,000 in French, I know a little bit of French, being from Canada. 1,000 in French is mille, M-I-L-L-E. Well, that comes from the Latin word mille, which means 1,000. So anyway, that's where it technically comes from. So RPM. So that's one way we can measure it. If we just talk about that, then I guess the obvious ones would be how to make money online. That's a big one that pays high RPM, which means you would make more per 1,000 views that you get. I think like fitness-based, exercise-based, those like health and diet, like all that kind of stuff, they do well. But yeah, money is the big one. People want to know how to make money online or on YouTube. So a lot of people are searching for that. So a lot of advertisers are buying ad space on videos like those. And so they compete with each other on they're bidding on keywords, right? And they bid each other up. So the amount of money they end up spending to get their ads on those types of videos goes up. Similar to the way that AdWords works. And I remember AdWords from like almost 20 years ago when I used to kind of do that in a past life. So 3 best niches. Let me just throw in the third one will be whatever you're most passionate about, because that's what it comes down to. It's got to be something you're passionate about. And even if it's not something that pays a lot in terms of RPM, if it's a super niched down niche, right, then you'll at least be attracting the right people. It's no good. Like if you're if you're, I don't know. We'll pick on Barb for a second here. Barb's a geologist. Barb was in the, I don't know if she's still here or not, but so she's a geologist. That is her thing. That's what and she's a musician. Okay, so those are the things that she is passionate about, that she's knowledgeable in. I don't know if I said that right, but it probably wouldn't make sense for her to do a channel on how to make money online. Okay, because she may not know that much about it, or not as much, and she may not be as passionate about it. If she's doing it for reasons, I'm going to do it, how to make money online because that's the highest RPM. Well, she may not be as passionate about it. She may not do as good a job on it, and that may, transfer through to her videos, right? So, that's not a smart idea. Just stick with something you're passionate about and know something about. What do you talk to your friends and family about when you're alone, or when you're among friends and family? Like what drives you? What if you're sitting down, you see a buddy you haven't seen for a while, what do you talk about? What do you talk about? What do they talk about? What gets you excited? Right, like brainstorm and write some things down along those lines, and your niche is probably in there somewhere. So that would be what I suggest. All of the above: fear, self-doubt, tech. I have 9 views on my latest, so discouraging. And you were right about not telling friends and family. No comment from any of them except my mom. And that one doesn't count because moms are supposed to comment like that. But no, that's you want to make your videos for the audience, and you want YouTube to find them for you. So don't tell people. I mean, once you have some organic growth happening, then it's okay. Like, it doesn't matter as much if you tell people, I don't know. I just feel like, grow in silence. That way, comments don't come your way. Like, oh, what are you doing? How much money are you making now? And it's like, you know what? Maybe that's not why I'm doing it. And, but no, self-doubt, fear, tech. I guess you just have to get to a place where none of those things bother you, and just go for it. You just gotta post. You can do it. I'm confident in you. All right. Let's see. Well, what's that question? Accidental software engineer. The best time to start a YouTube channel was yesterday. The second best time is today. And yes, I did borrow that from an African proverb. I didn't know it was an African proverb, but I've heard that before, and I've used it before. All right. Ty is in the house. How you doing, Ty? I wonder how long ago he posted that. He may not even be here anymore. Thanks for stopping in, Ty. I had Ty on this channel a few weeks back. That was fun. Another good creator. All right. Ben Gibson's here. I made it. Just turned on the TV, YouTube via Apple TV, and there you were. All right. So I'm on your TV. Big and proud. Lego Tours. How you doing, Lego Tours? All right. Now, looking for a question here. Scroll. Oh, here we go. Farrier Trails. My first video, I put made for kids, and it hit 1,000 views, but I put not for kids on my others, and they aren't doing good as the first video. Does made for kids hurt your video? Well, I wouldn't think of it that way. It's more, I never say mine are made for kids because they're not. I would be honest with that. Like, you want to check it off made for kids if it's specifically made for kids, because it's more to do with what, who's watching your videos and who's advertising on them, things like that. Don't look at it in terms of whether it's, what should you check. What you should check is what's most applicable. And that's what YouTube wants from you there. Rob, can you tell us what you cover in your one-on-ones? Because I'm failing badly and need help. So he's, for those who don't know, he's referring to my coaching. I offer one-on-one coaching via Zoom call for those who are interested. And I basically cover whatever it is you want to cover. So if you're here asking questions, you may be frustrated if I'm not getting to your question because there's too many for me to answer them all. I even said today, so I'm going to answer all the questions today, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to. I'm still not halfway through the chat. but I answer what I can. And so the one-on-one is an opportunity for us to just have a one-on-one. It's just you and I, and you and me, and ask me whatever you want. You can even send me something ahead of time and tell me what your goal is. Give me your channel URL so I can have a look at it ahead of time. Maybe look at a couple of your videos. We can look at your videos together. I can share my screen. We can go through your channel. You can ask me things like what I think about your thumbnails, or how do you make them better. Anything and everything. You know, strategy. We can talk about your strategy. We can talk about business goals, strategy for making money online more than just through YouTube Partner Program. Like maybe you want to start collecting email addresses and building a course or writing a book, or I don't know, whatever it is that you want to offer to people to help them in whatever journey they're on, whatever your niche is, right? So yeah, anything you want to talk about, we can talk about. We can go through analytics, how to read your analytics. So it's really up to you. If you have any questions about that, feel free to send me an email. If you have any more specific questions, I can answer you, and maybe you'll get more out of it that way. So I hope that helped. Heartily happy. Is the Insta360 X3 a good camera for regular video recording? I saw that you were using it on one of your videos while outside. So I have the X4, and I think X5 is the latest. I don't know what the difference is between the 4 and the 3, but I would say yes, you probably could use that to film your videos. And what's neat about that is you can get other views, right? You can get B-roll out of that because you're kind of filming everything. If you make your video, you know, the view of you, but then meanwhile, it's also recording something else that you can export or render separately and then add it as B-roll. I did that in my Peggy's Cove video, right? I did it there. And I also did it on the video from yesterday on the top of Whistler Mountain. It wasn't the primary camera. I had the 360 on a tripod. Actually, it was the selfie stick shoved in a bag to make sure it could stand up, and turned it on, and then set my iPhone, just this, with this. This is all I used for that Whistler video. Set that on a rock, and got two different angles. And I synced them together. And yeah, no, you can totally use that for your primary camera if you want. My suggestion would be to make sure you're zoomed in, because the wider the angle, it looks distorted off to the sides. You go way out, then it's like that circular round the earth kind of view, right? Or fisheye view, or whatever you want to call it. But if you zoom in a bit, absolutely. Experiment with it. See what you can do with it. Think about doing my first live stream. What approach did you take to promote yours when you started? So let me take a quick drink. My approach when I wanted to do it was I picked a date about a month out, and or maybe a couple weeks out, the 2 or 3 videos leading up to my live stream, I advertised in those videos in an intro and at the end of the videos. Now, that was back when I was doing kind of an intro on my videos, which I don't actually recommend anymore. But when you're introducing yourself, just say, oh, hi, I'm Rob, and by the way, I'm going to start doing live streams. My first one is July 5th. Hope to see you there. That's all you really have to say. And then you can add it at the end if you want, and you can add supporting graphics on screen at the same time if you want. Do that for the 2 or 3 leading up to it. Maybe do a community post or 2 to let people know about it. Create a thumbnail for it and set it up the day before you go live in your YouTube studio. Like, schedule your live stream, okay? Then people might get notified about it ahead of time, and they can click reminder to get notified of that. Yeah, that's what I would do, and then just do it. Then do it. I suggest you pick the same day and time, the same day every week, same time. I mean, I bounced around a little bit before I settled on the time that I do it at now. So eventually you want to do that, but maybe you want to try a couple different times out first just to see what works for you. And good luck with it and have fun. I have a lot of fun with mine. So yeah, there you go. Jane is new to the channel. Welcome, Jane. Welcome. I hope you're getting lots of value from this. All right. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to have to, I'm looking for, oh, here's, okay. Let's see now. There's a lot of questions. I'm not going to be able to get to them all, but you guys know that. I'm still using CapCut. May need to consider changing to something else. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see where that goes. I know a lot of people are upset about the change in terms right now. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know where it's going to go. Maybe they'll change them back because there's a lot of backlash I'm seeing in YouTube videos. It's not one that I have used it, but my reasons for using it were when I haven't used it for any of my videos. It was back when I was doing something for a client and they wanted a certain kind of captions at the time, and that was before you could do them in Camtasia. And I used CapCut to do it because CapCut is like TikTok, right? You can get, that's ByteDance, like the makers of TikTok made CapCut to make it easier to edit TikToks, okay? That's kind of where it came from. That's my understanding of where it came from. So owned by the same company. And yeah, I like the client I was working for liked that style, so I used CapCut to make that. So I have it. I've used it. But yeah, if you're concerned, right here, Mike is worried. If you're concerned at all, and if you ever do want to switch, just know that once you know one video editing platform, learning another is a whole lot easier than the first one. Okay, it's just because a lot of the things are the same. You may have to learn some new shortcuts, keystrokes, you know, and where exactly things are, but pretty much they're all, you know, they all have a timeline that you can stack. You know, they all have the canvas where you can place things, and they all have effects and whatever. Like, they just might be in different places you might not be used to. All right. Hope's Homemade Kitchen just changed from CapCut to DaVinci Resolve. I'm in the US and they could ban it again. They could. That issue and the terms of service was what made me change. Okay. Very valid concerns, and I hope you're enjoying DaVinci. I have that, and I've done some things with it. Super powerful, but I just find it a little bit hard to learn. Like, I never really got into the Fusion tab, color grading and stuff. I tried to get into that a bit, but holy cow, you can do so much in there. Like this shot of me right here. If I was making a video of this and it wasn't live, if I wanted this shirt, like it's red. Actually, looking on my screen there, it looks orange. This is supposed to be red for Canada Day, by the way. So hopefully it looks red. I'll look at it back. But anyways, if I wanted this shirt to be blue and not change anything else in this scene, you can do that with DaVinci Resolve, right? That's also, like, if I wanted to blur out this logo, the Lions logo on my hat, and I'm moving all around, that's hard to do in a lot of editing programs. But with masking, that's something you can do in DaVinci Resolve. In fact, you could probably even put a logo of somebody, another team up there, if you wanted to, and have it move around when I move around. Like, there's complicated things like that you can do in DaVinci Resolve, but you got to learn how to do them. And to me, I just found that super complicated. All right. Okay. How do I get through the awkwardness of talking to a camera and not a person? Best thing I can suggest is you almost have to trick your mind. At first, it'll get easier. But at first, that's what I had to do. I basically tricked my mind into thinking that I was talking to a real person. In my head, I pictured, okay, my buddy here, he just asked me a question. He wants to know what I do. He wants to know why I think, you know, people over 40 should get into YouTube. All right, I'm going to answer him as best as I can. And then I sat down, hit record, and I just shared my thoughts. Now, it took me, I feel like I give a different answer to this every time I say it, but because I can't remember exactly. But I think it took me like 30 minutes or something of false starts and trying to answer that question before I actually was happy with the way I started that off. Okay, so, but I left the camera rolling the whole time. And I just talked. And in the end, I ended up with a 25-minute video that I was relatively coherent and just sounded like a real person just sharing advice. And that resonated with people, and people, it got a lot of views. And that built my confidence, and I learned how to do it from that. It's like, okay, it's okay if I start screwing up because I can just delete that at the end. And it's easy. I can screw up 50 times before I do it right. And those first 50 times, sometimes I got 2 seconds into the video. Sometimes I got 20 seconds in. I think sometimes I even got like 3 or 4 minutes in before I just, no, that's not what I wanted to say. But I just left it rolling. And that whole 30-minute chunk is just one edit to get rid of. You find where the good take starts, put your cursor there, cut it, delete all the beginning, or in my case, I took it and put it at the end because I then made bloopers out of it, and then push it all back to the beginning, and then there's my video. Pretty much done. I still did an edit or two here and there, and I added some text here and there. But yeah, just practice. Practice is my best advice. The more you practice it, the better you will get at it. All right, I should be checking the current chat every once in a while too. The struggle is real, Holly says. Yes, it is. It certainly is. Rick Lakes, I used DaVinci to do a few things with it. If I had more time, I'd explore more things. Yeah. I'm watching a lot of videos on DaVinci. There was a lot of good. Who did I used to watch? So Daniel Battelle is a good one for watching DaVinci videos. Alex Tech, I think his channel is another good one that I've learned a lot from him as well. Back in the day, I haven't been using DaVinci for a while. There you go. There you go. All right, let me get back to going through here. Okay, yeah, Judith says CapCut changed their terms of service, which it says now that they own anything that you edit with their editing platform. Yeah, and one example I saw that I thought was interesting in one of the videos I watched talking about this is that, let's say, what was the example? The example was, let's say you're a vegetarian, okay? And let's say you make videos about being a vegetarian, how to cook vegetarian meals, for example, okay? And you make your videos in CapCut, okay? All good, all great. Let's say your channel's growing, that doesn't even matter, but whatever. If TikTok owns the assets that you use to make your videos, right? That could just be a picture of you, right? A snapshot of you from within your video that may not have any other text on it. It's just a picture of you, right? They could take that and they can make an ad. They could sell that to somebody else, maybe a beef company, right? And they might put your picture in an ad advertising whatever, Angus beef steaks, right? Which is probably not something a vegetarian wants to have their picture associated with. But TikTok sold that. They can sell that to somebody else. And anyway, that was somebody's interpretation of what these terms of service mean. Yeah, if true, I mean, I'm not saying whether it's true or not. It sounds like, to really understand it, it might be a good idea to have a lawyer go through it. But yeah, that's what to be aware of and what to be worried about, I guess. So yeah, there you go. Sounds scary to me, but Kevin Colby did a video recently about CapCut's new terms. It might have been, I think, you know what? I think it might have been Kevin's channel. I watched a few, but I did see Kevin's, and yeah. All right. You missed mine. Should I repost? I think I'm now just catching up to, I think I did answer your question. Unless you had another one, you can absolutely repost it. Question from Soyumi. Do you know you are well appreciated? Thank you, Rob, for all you do. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. No, well, I mean, I get that, and I mean, I'm humbled by it. So thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Now, let me just see. Happy Canada Day, everyone. Jason, and to you, my friend, thank you. I saw your video on Peggy's Cove. Jason, awesome. Great drone footage, by the way. That was great. I didn't even think to do that. I have a drone, but I've never used any footage from it in in my videos. I probably should. But yeah, no, great drone footage, and good on you for getting out there and making that video. Okay. Drink break. Early congrats to make the 70. Yeah, thank you very much. How fast are we growing today? What did I say I was at? We're at 69,932 right now, so 68 more. Getting close. I don't think I can stay live until we get there, though. Did Rob answer my question? I had to make the dinner. I'm sorry if I didn't. Oh, is this a question? I have 159 subs, and honestly, I'm happy with that. Yes, getting monetized would be awesome, but honestly, if one viewer gets value, then I'm done my job. Okay, that's probably not your question. I didn't see a question in there, but yeah, that's great. That's great. Keep doing you. Keep growing. 163 here for Taha. That's great. Is there a good time to schedule a video, i.e. morning, noon, or night? Okay, all right. Maybe, Tony, that was your question. So I think I did answer that, or somebody asked something similar. It's go into your YouTube studio and figure out when people are watching your videos, right? If you have some subscribers now, so go to your analytics and look at your audience data, scroll down, and you'll see when people are looking at your videos, okay? And you want to post probably before, like right before most people are watching your videos. That's what I do. I took too many breaks and really wish I'd focused on YouTube rather than meta platforms. Yeah, it's hard to focus on more than one platform, Catherine, as I guess you've learned. I'm not focused on anything other than YouTube. I do have an Instagram account. But that's more for if people want to contact me that way through DMs, people who are more used to that. I'm not, and when I do a YouTube short, I'll typically upload it there as well. But other than that, it's just YouTube for me. Every platform has a different algorithm. And, if you learn stuff on YouTube, that may or may not apply on Facebook or wherever else, right? It's hard enough to learn one. And one's all you need, honestly. Like you could grow one. That's all you need. Can you suggest pro looks for adding annotate? Oh no, a repeat question. I answered it. Keep it simple. Thank you, the Farrier Trails. I think I saw that one too. I might be getting into some repeat questions here. 5 subs in 5 weeks. Well, I had 3 subs in my first 4 weeks. So you even beat that. So there you go. Dorothy's in Texas. How you doing, Dorothy? Taha's in Turkey. Welcome. Dirt Princess. I have lots of self-doubt, some fear, but mostly it's feeling that I have nothing to say that hasn't been said many times already. Plus, the channel I want would be in a clearly saturated niche. So is mine. This is a saturated niche, and I don't feel like I'm saying anything that people haven't said either. Okay, so you're in the same boat as me, as I am. The thing is here, the thing that'll make your videos different is you, right? So if you don't want to put yourself in your videos, if you're thinking, the whole AI thing or faceless channel thing, then I agree. That's super hard because everything's been said before. So if you're just going to use AI and to me, and I'm not suggesting you are, maybe you weren't, I don't know. But I look at that as almost a lazy way out, and it's not going to work. For some, yes, it does. But for most, I don't think so. I think what sets you apart, what sets anybody apart from anyone else is themselves, putting themselves in their videos. Then you might think, well, I don't like the way I look, I don't like the way I sound, and all this stuff, which I've talked about in a lot of my videos. But what it comes down to is it doesn't matter what you think about the way you look or the way you sound, right? It doesn't matter at all. You're not trying to please yourself. You're not trying to educate yourself. you are trying to reach other people who you may be a step ahead of in whatever it is you're talking about. And it's them that you need to reach. Now, will everybody like the way you look and sound and the content you make? No, not at all. Same with me. But you just need some. That's all. And it's your tribe, and that's who you're looking for, and that's who YouTube will help you find, right? They will just leave it up to them. Don't try to push your stuff out to the people you think you want to watch your stuff. That doesn't work, right? And the other thing to keep in mind is the way you look and sound is the way you look and sound. It's only weird or strange to you because you're not used to listening to yourself outside of your own head. Right? You're used to hearing yourself in your head, but then when you hear yourself, on video, it's new to you. It's like, oh my God, I sound like that? It's weird, right? And I get that, but to everybody else, that's how you sound. That's how you've always sounded, and they're used to that, and that's cool. Now, again, I'm not really I'm talking about the people you know, but you're going to be targeting people you don't know. But again, same thing though. They don't care. I mean, you just sound the way you sound. That's cool. And as far as looks, same thing, right? You're not trying to, again, everybody only sees themselves front on in a mirror. They're not used to seeing the back of their head, unless you're using a mirror or whatever. But you know what I mean? When you see yourself in video, it seems strange to you. But again, to other people, nothing strange about it at all. So when you understand that, and when you understand that it's mostly, the vast majority is strangers going to be seeing your stuff anyways, just add value. That's all they're there for. They're not there. It's not a beauty contest. It's not, who sounds the best and all this stuff. Doesn't matter. If you can deliver value, that's what people are there for. So there you go. Anyway, a little bit of a pep talk. I hope that helped you and other people as well, because that's a common thing. It's a very common thing. Is it better to narrate over with English or try to speak English during the video? Oh man, just speak during the video. Narrating over a video afterwards, to me, sounds like a nightmare. That sounds super hard. And if English, I'm getting the feeling that maybe English is not your first language. And if so, don't worry about that. That's okay. Just speak as clearly as you can, and people will appreciate that most of the time. And it's only, as long as you have some people appreciating that, there's your tribe. That's who you're trying to reach. But yeah, I wouldn't try to overdub a video. That to me sounds super hard. And even if you get it close, it's probably not going to look perfect or sound perfect. So there you go. 2 months, 10 days, 21 videos, 1,030 subs. Awesome. And I want to say you were about to say monetized. Way to go, Nicola. That's great. I'm just going to do live streams. Awesome. South Carolina in the house. I started this channel in late February, and now it's 72, and Cooking with a Twist is at 177. Started that one end of December of last year. I'm happy. Awesome. Keep having fun with it. Keep having fun with it. Okay, Amir, I think I already answered that one. Good. Sorry it took me a while to get to it. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up if you like it. What we got? 94 people in here. Yeah, I think I lose people because I don't get to people's questions in time. I do the best I can. There's got to be a better way, I suppose, to get to everybody's question. 2 months, 10 days, 21 subs, 21 videos, 1,000 subs, going for another 1,300 watch hours. Any advice if live will help or just videos as usual? I think lives will help. So you're already over 1,000 subs. And you need another 1,300 watch hours. I think lives will help tremendously. Not immediately, like it's going to take some time, but I think the first time I went live, once I had my plan in place last March, I had 4 people show up, and then there was 7, and then I think I went over that before, but yeah, it was 4, and then 7, and then 9, 8, 5, 12, 14, 13, 14, 11, 21, right? So, I mean, that's took me 2 months to get there to 21, then 70. it'll grow in time if you go live at the same time, same day, every week. People will get to know when you go live. And as long as you engage with your audience, like I'm not doing a very good job here because I'm behind. Yeah. Oh, no, good question. You also lose people because their questions were answered and that's all they were here for. That's cool. That's cool. That's cool. But yeah, so yeah, go live. Going live is a great way to boost your watch hours, is what I was trying to say. That's what I believe that's what put me over the top. But I don't do it for that reason anymore. I go live because it just helps grow the channel. Like, lives support your videos support your lives. It's another way to get build a connection with your audience. And yeah, people love having their comments displayed too, I've heard. So yeah, give it a shot. All right. I think I answered your question. I'm finally up to this point, but I think I answered your question, Joanne. I'm at 95 subscribers, 2.5 months in, but views and watch hours not what I'd like. Average probably about 40 per video, and retention isn't great despite actively trying to improve my delivery and intro. Okay, well, keep trying. Something else, excuse me, you can try. Something else you can try, Steve, is something different. Like maybe a little bit, think of your audience, but whatever it is you're talking about in your videos, maybe do a little bit of a soft pivot, like slightly different topic, but maybe one that your audience would still be interested in. And you could start your video off by saying, for those of you who are used to my channel, this might be a little bit different. Just thought you might be interested in this. Boom, and then go for it. Just something else. That's kind of what I did when I made my first video talking to people over 40 who I thought should get into YouTube, because that hadn't been what I was talking about. But when I made that little bit of a pivot, talking to my existing subscribers who were Camtasia users, then all of a sudden I'm telling them, you know what? You should consider starting a YouTube channel. That was something a little bit different, but a lot of them were interested in it. And because a lot of my subscribers were interested in it and watched the video and probably watched me be uncomfortable for 25 minutes because it was a different kind of video where I just talked to the camera, that got a lot of good comments from those. All of a sudden, YouTube started pushing that out to a whole bunch of other people. And that pivot of mine worked. And, but now all of us, then what happened was, I got a whole lot of new subscribers, like way more than I had before, and they're there for a different reason than the first bunch of subscribers were there for. You know what I mean? But anyway, I guess what I'm trying to say is try new things. You never know where your channel may go, and you might like the results. Not every experiment is going to work though, so be prepared for that, and that's okay, right? When you try a soft pivot and it doesn't work, you've learned something, okay? So when you don't have success, you've learned something. Didn't have success with that? Not going to try it again. Maybe next time I'll try something else. Alrighty, where are we now? I'm using VN for editing, and I really like it better than DaVinci or Adobe Premiere. It's much more user-friendly, especially for non-professional editors. I don't know what VN is. I don't know what that stands for. Should I know what that stands for? I'll keep an eye on the current chat. I don't want to lose my place here for displaying the chats on screen. But yeah, if someone lets me know what VN is, I don't know what that is. Cheryl, I would pay for a Camtasia course using the free Camtasia for now. Canva just isn't cutting it when I download. Yeah, okay. And I've heard some people getting into Canva for video editing, and I know they can do some video editing things, but it's pretty beginner, I think. I don't think you can do very much at all with Canva video editing. Now, I've not used it for that. I use Canva for images. That's it. Video editing software for editing videos and putting my Canva images in. So that's kind of my workflow. Rick is in Minnesota. Awesome. I have iMovie on my MacBook. Would that be okay to use? Mark, absolutely, Mark, absolutely. iMovie is free too. It comes with all Macs, and it's on your phones too for those who like to edit on their phones. Absolutely, give that a shot. Great place to start. And if you find you start running up into a wall with iMovie, you feel like, oh no, I want to do this, and it won't let me, then you can look at something else if you want. But if you learn iMovie first, then learning something else will be very easy afterwards. Why is everybody leaving CapCut? It's the terms of service thing that has people spooked. I think rightfully so. I would want to look into it more before I made a video with CapCut, just based on what I saw. Kevin Colby had a video on it, and some others. Apparently any assets you use to make videos, if you upload them to CapCut and use CapCut to edit them, by assets I mean the videos, the raw videos that you upload or that you put into CapCut to edit, those images of yourself, like logos, whatever you use to build your video, they own and can do whatever they want with it. They can sell it. They can reuse your video for their own purposes to make money if they want. They can sell your likeness to somebody else, a third party, and they can use it for whatever they want because they bought it from them because they own it. So that's what's got people spooked, and rightfully so. I left Camtasia for CapCut for the bells and whistles. Now you have me rethinking it. That's unfortunate. Sorry to hear that, but anyway, something to be mindful of. Anyways, it's good that people are talking about this so you can make an informed decision. I just deleted my CapCut account due to their June 12th change in terms. I need an easy-to-learn option that will work on both my iPhone and my Dell laptop. Not enough memory for DaVinci Resolve. Yeah, DaVinci Resolve requires a little bit more computing power for sure. If you want something that, on your Android might have something that, oh no, that's DaVinci. You can't use that. iPhone and Dell laptop. Okay, if that was a MacBook, then I would have said iMovie. iMovie is Mac only, so iPhone it's free, and on MacBooks it's free. But if you want to use a Dell laptop, I don't know what you can use for free. I would say Camtasia, but that's not available on an iPhone. Like you can't edit that. That's only a computer. It's Windows based or Mac, but not mobile. It has to run on a computer. Which is what I do. I have a MacBook and I have an iPhone. I use this to capture my videos, but then I put them in my MacBook and use Camtasia there. And Camtasia also works on PC as well. Alrighty, where are we now? So I can use Canva for editing. A little bit. I don't know how much you can do video editing wise with Canva. I think it's pretty basic, the things you can do. You don't have that much control over it. But again, I haven't used it. I only use it for images. Okay. Are vertical lives worth doing? Sure. If that's, especially if that's your focus, if your focus is making shorts, then a vertical live might make more sense. If your focus is on longs, then I would suggest do wide. I mean, that's a personal preference too. Like if I were doing this vertically, I wouldn't be able to share my screen as easily, if at all. It would be really small, right? So it's whatever suits your style. But absolutely, it's worth it. I've just not done it. It doesn't fit my strategy. But if it's yours, then absolutely. Hey, Matt, how you doing? Good to see you. Sunny Florida. Supriyo in India, good to see you. Okay, looking for another question. One of these days I'll make a video showing how hard it is to, or how easy it is to miss questions and how hard it is to get them all. Question, here's a good question. What is the sweet spot on the best time for a video? I'm thinking between 10 and 15 minutes. Um, I talked about this a little bit early on. There's no right answer to this. I like 10 to 15 minutes too, for me and for my posting schedule. But it really depends on how often you want to post. Like if you're going to post every day, I wouldn't make, you'd probably want to lean towards the shorter videos, right? If you're going to post once a week, then 10 to 15 minutes is fine, maybe even 25. It also depends on what you're talking about, right? So what I usually like to say is, and thanks Aussie English with Steph. Good morning from Australia. Happy Canada Day. Thank you very much. What I like to say is, if I make hour-long videos and posted them every day, that's me asking my subscribers to watch me for an hour every single day. That's too much to ask. That's insensitive of me to ask for that much. That's a big ask, I like to say. But a 5-minute video 2 or 3 times a week, not a big ask at all, I don't think, if it's good content, right? So I like 10 to 15 minutes. A lot of people are saying that longer videos are starting to do better and better now. I mean, if you can get somebody to watch your video for 15, 20 minutes, if you can get most people who watch a 20-minute video of yours, like to watch most of it, YouTube will love you for that, and they will push that video out. That's because it's watch time. That's what YouTube wants. The more watch time you can give YouTube, they'll thank you for it by pushing your video out more. That's the way it works. You're making them more money, okay? Because they can place more ads on longer videos. My mouth is getting dry. Another drink. I'm getting low here. Does that make sense? So, whatever you can do to get the watch time up. But that said, right, if you have 10 minutes of content you want to share, don't stretch that out into 20 minutes because people will know you're purposely wasting their time. That'll show through in the way of people leaving your video. Okay? In fact, I'd strive to do the opposite. If you feel you have 10 minutes of content, try to make an 8-minute video. Try to squeeze it into 8 minutes and put the best information at the beginning, right? So those are kind of the things I think about. Deliver the information you've got as quickly as you can, and that's how long your video should be. There, I said it. Okay. Robert's Active Retirement is here. Welcome. Good to have you here. Big Mayo Nation. Vertical streams end up in the shorts feed, so more chance of people to discover you. Streamlabs has an option to go horizontal and vertical at the same time. Oh, really? That's interesting. Oh, Mike's Adventure Sparks is here. I missed him. Sorry, I must have missed your welcome. You as well. Another familiar name. My annotations are usually over me creating something on a video. What's the question? I think you asked about how to make fancy annotations earlier, Joanne. Yeah, it's hard to put two things together when let me try to answer this as best. So my annotations are usually over me creating something on a video. So what pops into my head, and I don't know if this was your question or not, but if that's the case, if it's over top of you and something, what I'm thinking of is if there are multiple colors going on, then you want your annotations or your text to show through all of that. A couple things you can do. One is you can have a opposing contrasting colors, one as the text color and one as the drop shadow color. Okay, so white text with a black drop shadow or dark drop shadow. Could be blurry or not, doesn't matter. So that would ensure that your text shows up on a light or a dark background. Or you can do the opposite, dark text with maybe a white drop shadow. Okay, that's something you can do. Something else you can do is put a box over it, like a rectangle, with or without rounded corners, and put your text on that. That color, that box that you put down, should be a contrast. Should have good contrast to the text. So if your text is white, maybe go with black rectangle or blue or dark blue, something dark, whatever matches your brand. And you can even make that a little bit transparent if you want. It doesn't have to be a solid color. If you still want people to somewhat be able to see through it, I would leave the text 100% opaque. Is that right? Viewable, whatever. 100%. Leave the opacity at 100% for the text, but the background color, the box or whatever, you can make that a little bit see-through if you want. Play with that, 50%, 70%, whatever. Some ideas for you. Anyways, but yeah, just don't cover anything that's important. It would be the rule of thumb there. Don't make it so big that it covers too much. Make it maybe a little bit smaller. So I hope that helped. Okay, let's see. Can you show revenue? I plan to make another. I do have one video on that that I made in January, I think it was, where I kind of went through all my numbers of my first year. So I would suggest you take a look at that. At some point soon, I'm going to do an update video to that, and all of that will be disclosed in there. My editing is not very good yet. Is it better to not load a video or do it as best you can and get better over time? It's best to upload your video. Upload your video even if you don't think it's good and get better over time. A couple things will happen. Number one, it's up there and you're going to look at it and you're going to go, oh, geez, that looks horrible. I hate that. But the more you do that, you look at it, you're going to pick out what you hate about it. And you're going to say, no, I could have done that better. I could have done that better. And then what's going to happen is when you're making your next video, you're going to do it better, right? Because of that. And it's almost like, it's the word I'm looking for here. Forced, help me out. Forced, I'm looking for the word, accountability. Forced accountability. See if anybody is going to say that. Thanks, Peter. Happy Canada Day. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Yeah, you upload a video, even if you think it's horrible, you've started. And that's your baseline. And leave it there. You can go back to the beginning of my channel and see my first video. It's still there. It's horrible. I hate it. And in fact, I think my third video is the one where how to make an income online I did. And I'll tell you, that's the one where I tried to be like Nick Nimmin. Okay, he was a guy I watched a lot, and I still do. I've learned a lot from him, and I blame him for me spending as much money as I have on my office and all the equipment I have here. He's probably made a tidy sum in Amazon affiliate commissions off of me over 4 years. But anyways, I loved his style, and I wanted to be like him. And I'm doing this up in front of the camera, and it took me a long. Anyways, I look at it now and I cringe, and it's just, oh my God, that's awful. But you know what? Who cares? I leave it there, and I can look at that now and say to myself, you know what? I've improved. So that's why I think it's a good idea to leave that stuff there. Anyway, I hope that helps somebody. Okay, I'm scrolling through here. Holly says the electricity is out where you are? That sucks. How are you able? Oh, you must be on your phone then. If I lose electricity here, I'm in trouble. You'll know if I lose electricity because I'll go dark. What do you mean by voiceover? Same as share screen? No. So voiceover is if you're just recording your voice and you put it over top of a video. That's basically what it means. It's I don't do pure voiceover anymore. I have done it before where I record my voice first and then you build a video on top of that. That's one way you can make a video, but that's usually when you don't put your face in your videos. What I do now is not voiceover. I record my voice and my face at the same time. But if you watch my video that I put out yesterday where I was at the top of Whistler, I didn't like the beginning of that video. It wasn't a good enough hook, intro, whatever. For the title that I use, it wasn't good enough. So what I did when I got back here, so I recorded that video like last Monday or Tuesday, but when I got back here yesterday morning, actually, right before I put the video out, I recorded a voiceover. I wrote a script, like 3 sentences or something, and I recorded it sitting here at my desk. just my voice. And then I built the video underneath that, and some of it even included video of me. Let me just show that. Let me bring this up. So here's my channel. Here is the video. Bring it back to the beginning. Okay, let me just play the first minute of this so you can get the idea of what I'm talking about. And I'll tell you, so the voiceover starts at the beginning. I'll tell you when it ends.
Shadow banning and censorship. Does YouTube hide videos from certain creators? This question comes up a lot, and there are pretty strong opinions about it, whether shadow banning and censorship are real on YouTube. What's really going on? While my son Liam and I were on vacation last week, we had a really honest conversation about it. He's a software developer and has a lot of great insights on this, and I have my own thoughts as well. What follows is the chat we had at the top of Whistler Mountain in British Columbia, Canada.
1, 2, 3, clap.
That probably isn't going to help very much.
No. Did I get shadow banned?
Okay, that was the intro. That was voiceover. I recorded my voiceover. Actually, that last little sentence there was not voiceover. You could see that I was speaking there. That was the audio that I captured on the DJI mic there. Let me just play a couple more seconds because just to kind of set the stage, this angle that you're seeing right now was from my Insta360 camera. Somebody asked earlier if you could use that for video. That's what this is. And then when it switches to the main view, that was shot with my phone and this tripod on a rock. Okay, so this was the Insta360 selfie stick sticking out of a bag, and I tried to get it. It was kind of on an angle like this. I didn't bring two tripods with me up to the top of the mountain. I only had the one. So let me just play the rest of this.
And I don't even mean me, but I get that question a lot in my comments.
That's the main shot from my phone. So anyways, just that's what voiceover is, if for those who are interested. Voiceover, again, technically means you're just putting the voice track over a video, or it doesn't matter what's on top, what's on bottom. Actually, it does in some editing software, but that's getting too technical. Brooke is here. How you doing, Brooke? Good to see you. And again, I don't know how, I'm probably way behind on the chats. I don't know if you're still here or not, but for those who don't know, the video I put out before this last one I just talked about was on Brooke's suggestion. She sent me a clip of part of my live stream, said this should be a video. And I looked at it and said, you're right, it should. And it was the tour that I gave of my office. So thank you for that, Brooke. Really appreciate that. Oh, she's still here. Awesome. Thanks, Brooke. That was awesome. Tanya's here from Las Vegas, Nevada. Good to see you. Thanks for helping us. No problem, Tanya. Good to see you. Pond Prowler, everything I've learned from Rob has worked. My guru. I'm not a guru. I'm not a guru. I'm just sharing what I think I know. The things I learn as I go. All right. Who else we got here? Terry, love the boat. Question, Rebecca, my chat GPT says uploading parts of a different longer video that is the same will penalize you under the reused content rule. Well, I mean, yeah, they don't like reused content. That is true. But I don't see a problem, and I know other creators have done it. If you take snippets out of another video and release it as a video on its own, is not a bad thing. I don't know why it would. I have never heard that it's a bad thing, and I know of very successful creators who have done that, and I've done that. So I don't know. Maybe it penalizes you in the sense that, like what I said earlier, that maybe you won't get as many views from your subscribers if they know they've already seen it before, right? If they start watching something, it's like, wait now, that was in his live stream last week. I don't need to watch this again, and they'll leave. So in that way, you may get lower numbers, lower results, lower watch time, and all that, and therefore YouTube may not push it out anymore. That's the only way I can see it possibly hurting you, though. What is evergreen? That's a great question. So evergreen kind of comes from the term, like the trees we have around here are evergreen. Not all of them, but some of the trees that keep their leaves. I know this is not what you asked. Keep their leaves or their greenery all year round are evergreen. They're green all the time. So for example, like here we have maple and oak trees. They're not evergreen because they shed their leaves in the winter and then they grow new ones the next year as the tree grows, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, in this sense, with YouTube, an evergreen video is one that can get views for a long time, like maybe even forever, okay? Whereas a typical video is not evergreen and it'll get a lot of views out of the gate, especially if you have subscribers to get you started. But then as YouTube is testing it and they may push it out even more, but over time, typically it levels off and doesn't get many new views, sometimes none. But often for established channels, views will still trickle in over time, but for the most part, they'll die off. But if you can make a video that is targeting certain terms, keywords that people search for often, it could go evergreen because people aren't just relying then, the creator is then not just relying on the browse page or the YouTube homepage to get views of your video. Like when you first come out with a video, excuse me, one sec. When you first come out with a video, YouTube will put it on their homepage in front of the people it thinks want to watch it. Subscribers, not subscribers, whatever. People they think will want to watch your video. In time, it won't be put there anymore because they've gone through their tests and they've decided, no, not many more people are going to want to watch this. Or everybody who wants to watch this has already watched it. Or especially if the creator, come out with another video. Right now, maybe YouTube will start pushing that one instead. So I made a video last September. It's still among my best performing videos. And it was how to create a YouTube channel, how to set it up. Very basic, did horrible out of the gate, which I knew it would because most of my subscribers at the time already had channels. So they don't need to know how to create a new channel, right? That was targeted to maybe getting new people over to the channel. And it's also something that people search for, new people. Maybe today somebody might decide, I think I'm going to start a YouTube channel. I wonder how to do that. I wonder how I would do that. I'm going to go to YouTube and I'm going to type, how do I start a YouTube channel? Boom, my video may pop up, okay? Because I've designed it, I've targeted that keyword. It's a video that people may watch a lot in the future. Does that make sense? Did I explain that okay? I hope so. But that's what evergreen is. So it's good to get evergreen videos. I like to do a mix. I actually haven't done one with you can't pick what goes evergreen. You have a good idea. Like I had a good idea, that might be one. I did another one called how to upload a YouTube video. So how to create a YouTube channel, how to upload a YouTube video. It's not doing as well as the other one, but still kind of evergreen. And you can see them in your analytics. Let's go back here. Let's go back to let's go to content. I want to show you the graph. So, oh wow, I still have I don't usually let my thumbnail test go this long. Let's come back to that. So let's go, what do I want to show you? Let's go down and find that. Let me show you the evergreen video. It was September. So I have to go here. Go back to September. There it is. So it's got 225,000 views now, which is crazy. How to create a YouTube channel. This one here. If I click on the analytics for that, that's what it looks like. It started off, and it's hard to see. Like if I look at the first 24 hours of this video, okay, it looked like it was average for the time. It had 1,300 views in the first day, which is average or a little bit above average at the time. Okay, so kind of average. But then if I look at, you can't do like the first 90 days. I guess you could if I typed it in custom. But anyway, let's go since uploaded. Okay, that's not what I wanted. Harder to see it that way. Let's go back and back. There we go. So it's chugging right along. It's doing better than average. And then all of a sudden around here, you can see the slope started to go up. That's the YouTube algorithm picking it up. And it was mostly search. And you can see that over here. You look over here, YouTube search, 34% of the people are finding it through search, 34% through suggested, which is kind of like search. It's probably people who already searched for this, watched somebody else's video, and now YouTube is suggesting mine. Okay, so more often than not, you'll see browse. Browse is often the one that's looked at the most. That's what, when a new video gets put on a homepage and people see it in browse right off the bat, right? So this is what an evergreen, now it looks like the slope is flattening out a little bit, but still doing well. I mean, this video is still getting like 500 views a day for me, which is great. But now let's go back and look at a more typical one. Where'd I go? Too far back. Here we go. On the wrong page here. Let's go back to the beginning. Okay, this one from Whistler. This one, oh no, that's too new. Let's go this one here. Okay, there's typical. And you can see the gray area is typical. Okay, that's the typical area for my videos. This one is following along maybe the upper end of the typical area. Okay, so it starts off really hot, right? Like, again, you can look at the first 24 hours. First 24 hours, it was below average or right on the lower end of the typical, right? So 3,600 views though, that's great. And then since uploaded lifetime, oh, again, don't know how to get to that. There, it flattens out. Okay, it flattens out. And so 7257 here. So maybe 100, 200 views in the last day or so, something like that. Anyways, that's the difference. I've probably talked enough about that, but that's the difference between evergreen and typical, if you will. So I hope that helped. All right, so that is what is evergreen. How are we doing for time? We're doing good. I'm gonna blast ahead a little bit here. Here's a question. Smart with feelings. There's a lot of info about the importance of being authentic and telling personal stories. How much of that is truly needed to connect with the audience? Is it harmful if you don't do that much? I guess it's a personal preference. Like I would never suggest somebody should share things they're not comfortable sharing. Okay, don't want to go that far, but I mean, it helps. Like, you want people to relate to you, and the more you share with them, the more they will be able to relate to you and get to know. The more they'll feel like they know you, and that only helps, right? That helps. But if there's certain parts of your life you don't want to share, you don't have to share it. That's fair game, right? Absolutely. But the bottom line is, and authentic doesn't even necessarily mean sharing everything about your life. That's not what authenticity means. The word authenticity is more like, it just means be yourself. Okay, be yourself. And again, Brian and I, yesterday I was in Brian Johnson's live stream, and that was a lot of fun. And we ended up talking about this. The term try to be authentic doesn't even really make sense because you shouldn't have to try to be authentic. Try to be yourself. Just be yourself, right? If you have to try to be a certain way, then you're probably not being yourself. Okay, so I just thought that was kind of funny the way that's worded. Try to be authentic if you can, but no, it's like be authentic. And now sometimes it's hard to be authentic when you're staring at a camera lens that looks nothing like a person, right? I get that, yeah. So, and the more authentic you can be, the more people feel a connection with you, the better the more it'll help. It'll help you. All right. I hear some people say niche down and some say don't niche down. What are your thoughts? I have a hunting, fishing channel and outdoor related topics. So my thoughts on this are, it is different for everybody, but the bottom line is, I think a better way to look at it is not to make videos within a niche or however you want to say it, but to make videos for a given audience. Think about your audience. Think about your viewers. And if you're making videos for your viewers, whatever they're on, whatever niche you're talking about, and you want to make other videos, do it with your audience in mind. like maybe there's another niche that your audience would be interested in. If so, it would make sense maybe to pivot. So just using your channel as an example, Pond Prowler Adventures. No, sorry, I'm looking at the wrong one. That's the next one. Hunting Fishing Channel. Okay, and outdoor related topics. Okay, so if you're making hunting videos, let's say you're making hunting you say hunting/fishing. I can imagine there's probably people that hunt that don't fish, and there's probably people who fish who don't hunt. Okay, so right there you're talking about two different niches right there. But if you're only targeting people who hunt and fish, that's a smaller pool of people. Do you understand that? So, but if you started your channel out talking to hunters, only hunters, not fishermen, not people who fish, just hunters, maybe fishing might be, some place you could pivot to a little bit, because maybe some of your hunters are also fishermen. But if it's not a large portion of them, then your fishing video may not do well. Okay? But if all of your videos include some hunting and some fishing, right? Both, then and that's the audience you've built, then it's probably okay. If you did just a fishing video, they'd probably all want to watch it. Okay? So you see what I'm saying? So you want to think about your audience. Think about what they might want to see. Regardless of whether you're sticking to a particular niche or not. You say outdoor related topics. Well, that could be, sun tanning is an outdoor topic, right? If you're making hunting and fishing videos and all of a sudden you make how to get a better tan at the beach, which is an outdoor activity, that might not make a lot of sense to hunters and fishermen, right? So think about your audience. That's the best advice I can give. Because the reason is because as soon as you make a video that your audience would not be interested in, YouTube is going to take that video and put it in front of your audience to see how well it does, to see how much they're going to push it out. And if your audience says, that's a tanning video, I'm only interested in hunting or fishing, I don't want to watch a tanning video, and they're going to leave. So YouTube is going to take all that data and say, oh, even his subscribers are not watching this. This must be a bad video. We're not pushing it out anymore. That's the reason you want to stick to a niche, or better put, stick to an audience that you've kind of defined over time through the videos you're making. Okay. What's going on? What am I missing in the chat? Oh, I did have another question. I don't currently edit all one-take videos. Awesome. I respect that. I have iMovie on my Mac. Any experience of it as I need to learn how to edit? Any experience of... So no, I don't. I've never used iMovie, but I encourage you to give it a shot. Load up a video into iMovie and see what you can do. Try to chop off the beginning, chop off the end, and re-render the new video. And that'd be step one that I would take. Then maybe try to add some music to it if you want, or sound effects. Give it a shot. Have some fun. All right. Alrighty. How's everybody doing? I love it. You guys are all having a chat within the chat. And I hope not too many people are getting too angry that I'm not able to answer all their questions. Here's another question. Cindy, what did you mean by evergreen? Oh, I already answered that. I hope you were here for that. Okay. Yeah, I addressed that, so I'm not going to pull up. Okay, here we go. Terry Miller, in order to talk to the camera, I just pretend it is my sister-in-law. You can even put a photo of a person in front of you. Absolutely. Or tape it to your tripod below your camera. Great idea. Great idea. I do something similar. I used to. I picture a friend of mine who's just asked me a question, and now I'm trying to help them. And that kind of sets my frame of mind and for making the video. DaVinci has so much available, I just use the basics. It certainly does. There's a lot of stuff in DaVinci Resolve. I wonder if anybody knows all of DaVinci Resolve. I'm sure some people do. There's a definite learning curve. That's right. Rick uses DaVinci. Very good. The struggle is real. Holly. How are you from the Maritimes too, Nova Scotia? You're from the Maritimes too? Awesome. Hello, neighbor. Casey Ferris. Yes, I forgot. He is also good for DaVinci Resolve tutorials. Yes. A little dry sense of humor there too, which I like. All right. I talk to the camera for minutes before I actually get serious about being comfortable. I just start talking to the lens with it turned on and talk like I'm talking to someone that loves every word. That's brilliant, actually. I'd never heard it put that way, but that's awesome. I think that's a great idea. That would work for me, I think. I might do something similar because sometimes if I'm struggling, I'll kind of stop. So Peanut, my cat, where is she? You know what? Let's do a little check-in. I think I know where she is. There she is. Don't mind the mess, but she's having a little nap back there. Anyways, when she was up, no, her bed was on my desk, but now it's down there. When she, what am I doing with this? I'll put this over here. Oh, I never showed you guys that either. I'm gonna show you that in a second. Sometimes I'll stop and I'll just take a break. And if she's sitting beside me on the arm of the chair or something, and I'll look at her, she'll look at me, and I'll start talking to her like it's like, what's going on? Like, do you want to make a video or what? Or I don't know. If someone was in here with me, they'd probably think I was insane. But I don't know, just something to kind of keep me relaxed. And talking to a pet might help some people. But yeah, talk to the lens like it's a real person, even though I don't, like, for example, what I'm hearing from you is you might try to start a video like, hi, my name is Rob, and in this video, no, that's not it. I got to get used to talking to this camera. I got to get used to, like, this is not part of the video that not part of the recording I'm going to use in the video, but I'm just talking to the camera. I got to get used to doing this. And you know what I mean? So if you, maybe that's what you do. I think that's a great idea. I got to remember that. You know what I'm going to do? I am going to go Control-Alt-4 and screenshot this. There we go. I might turn that into a video. If I do, I'll give you a shout out. Pond Prowler, thank you for that. And you're about as introverted as a man can get. That's okay. I like that. Dirt Princess, what steps do you take to keep from losing the data, especially when learning editing? Nothing like struggling to get yourself on camera, then lose the footage because you're not techie. Okay, yeah, I get that. It sucks when you lose data. And I'm speaking from experience. This has happened to me. Not really, well, okay, so for an example, one time I was up on the hill down the street that I sometimes go to record videos, and I'll record them on my phone like this. But sometimes I'll turn the phone around and I will press whatever, like I'll want to get a shot of the ocean, say, and let's say I want to be zoomed in. I'll hit the 5x zoom in, do a little pan, right? Maybe I'll use that in the video, maybe I won't. And then I'll turn it around and say, okay, I'm ready to do the video now. All right, and then I try it, I fail a couple times. You know, I go through the motions. I finally get a video recorded, and this happened to me literally 2 months ago. That was a good take. That was long though. It was like 40 minutes, but it was a great video. All right, let's turn it around, stop. And then I just try to play it and watch it back. And didn't I leave the 5x on? I was zoomed in 5 times. So you think sometimes video footage is shaky like this? Well, zoom in 5 times and all you're seeing is my nose hairs and stuff, right? It was awful. I couldn't use it. So that might not be exactly what you're talking about, but same effect. It's a video I shot that I could not use, and I thought I did a great job. I just went home, like, dejected. I was like, oh, geez, all that time, over an hour, and it's useless. So I went back and did it again the next day, and I don't remember which video it was, but anyway. But to your point, you just, I guess organization is a big thing. You got to be organized. Try to come up with a routine, not a routine, but an organizational setup that works for you. So I have folders that I create. Whenever I do a job, whenever I create a video, I start by creating a folder. Let me show you that. Let me show you this. Let me share my screen. And let's bring down this. We can get rid of ChatGPT for a second. Let's get rid of Camtasia for a second. I got too many windows open. All right, here is my Finder window. So for you who use Windows or PC, this is Mac's version of File Manager, okay? Finder, they call it. My projects. Here's all my projects that I'm working on, or the latest ones. And for every project, I start off with the date, and that's the format I use. Year, month, day, even though in Canada we're supposed to go year, day, month, but I've always done it this way. This is, I think, is the US way to do it. Year, month, day. Anyways, whatever works for you, okay? But I wanted the date in the folder name, and I also wanted a title. It's not always the title. I sometimes change the title by the time I finish editing the video, okay? So, so for example, this one here. This was the so even with the live streams, the only reason I created one for this live stream is because I created a new thumbnail for it. Okay, which was this. Okay, I don't know. The look on my face is kind of stunned. I felt like my eyes were tired. Anyway, let's back up. So there's not much in that folder, only 7.8 megabytes. But this one here, 102 gigabytes. Let's dive in here. So bottom line, I created a folder called, like in Documents, there's a folder called My Projects Current, and in that is all a folder for each project. Okay, then within that, the first thing I always create is this one here, Recordings. And inside that, I put any recordings that I take from my phone, the Insta360, or this camera if I make it in here, or screen recordings if I captured my screen. Audio recordings, they all go in there. So if I double click in here, you'll see I have an Insta360 folder, a couple of voice files, my DJI mics, those recordings, and here's the main video file. Okay, they're all in there. I've got a B-roll folder because I took some B-roll from another project. I've got an Epidemic Sound folder because I used music in here and I put the music tracks in there. I wrote a script for the intro, like I told you. There it is. Does YouTube hide videos from certain creators? Blah, blah, blah. That was my voiceover, the script that I wrote for that. Recordings, post images. What was that? Oh, yeah, I wrote some posts leading up to the video saying, sorry, I'm late. It's going to be out tomorrow or whatever. So I put those images in there. So anyway, I'm happy with my organization, the way I've organized it. And then what I do is, you can see my oldest video in here is only 2 weeks ago, because every once in a while I'll take them off of my MacBook and put them on my external storage drive, okay, for safekeeping, and it backs up to another drive. Anyway, don't have to get into all that, but you're going to run out of space in your computer if you save everything here. If you become a full-time creator, say, you'll need to get stuff off your computer eventually. So I usually every couple of weeks I'll, only every couple of weeks I'll take stuff off of here just to make sure I have enough room on my computer. So anyway, yeah, thought you'd be interested in that. Maybe that will help with some organization, give you some ideas as to how you might want to do it. All right. Where are we at here? Let me check the current chat. See what am I missing anything? Everything working okay? Question right off the top. Catherine, this is the quickest question. You just asked this. I'm going to answer it right now. Do you not use cloud storage? No, I don't. So what I do, I have a NAS, okay, NAS, network attached storage, under my stairs. And so that's where I back this stuff up to. And I think I have something like 9 terabytes of stuff on that. All my old video files, like everything. I save everything. I have another drive beside that it backs up to every week. Okay. So again, everything's in this house now, but I have 2 copies in case one breaks. The NAS itself has redundancy built in. There's like 5 drives in that, but I can lose any one and I won't lose data because it's set up in RAID, but that might be getting too technical. Bottom line is everything gets offloaded to a drive. That drive gets backed up to a backup drive, so 2 copies. To make a backup plan perfect, you need a 3rd copy that's offsite somewhere, okay, saved at another location. Some people use cloud storage for that, right? And that's fine, but that could get expensive. 9 terabytes, like that would, I don't know what that would be, 150, 200 bucks a month, like till I die. A better option with the NAS that I use, that it does the backups to the other drive, is to get another drive, a 3rd one, that backs up to monthly, and I don't have that yet. I should, but that is in the event that this house burns down. Okay, if the house burns down, it'd be nice to have a 3rd drive, but what good is that if the drive is in this house? Not good at all. So what I would do with that one is that would be a monthly thing, and I would take that to my brother's house, and every 4th Friday or whatever day I schedule that to back up to that one, I just got to go grab it from him. He only lives a few kilometers away. Grab it from him, hook it up. Overnight the backup happens. The next morning I'll take it back to his house. What are the chances that both of our houses burn down at the same time? I don't even want to think about that. But anyway, I think if that happens, I got bigger problems. We probably all do. So there you go. Oh, I missed this one. I should have. All the Canadian flags. Kate, happy Canada Day to you as well. Thank you. And all of the other Canadians in the house today. Yeah, it's our birthday. But no, I am not having a beverage. Well, it is. It's a drink. It's fruit punch flavored water is all I'm having today. But it's red. I don't know if you can see that. It's almost gone, too. It's red for Canada. Oh, I just see Sophia asks subscriber count. We're getting close. Did I close that tab? Oh, no, there it is. Where are we at? We're getting dangerously close to 70,000 subscribers, and I have all you guys to thank for that. I'm humbled. This is awesome, but I don't think it'll happen during this. Well, who knows? But I don't want you to tell. I was just going to say, tell all your friends and family to come. You can be, but no, don't do that. I tell everybody, don't tell your friends and family about your YouTube channel because that you won't get the right people. Where are we? Let's go right here. 69,941 is what we're at. So what's that? 59 to go. And I have been getting around 200 a day lately. So that should happen maybe by tonight. So by tomorrow's dock party, maybe we'll have something to celebrate. So anyway, yeah, getting very close. Yes, Brooke, by tomorrow. I may wake up to it. That'd be great. But again, it's a vanity number. It means nothing, really. Aussie English with Steph. I'm Canadian too. Oh, I didn't know that. Aussie English with Steph. You're Canadian. Awesome. Well, happy Canada Day to you too. The moose icon. Awesome. Yeah. So what else is going on? So yeah, I'm obviously not going to get to all the questions. Let me look at what's going on current here. Georgia fan had a question here. Lots of cues. Maybe I've missed your question. My channel is copyrighted and deleted by YouTube. This is actually a different account. Is there any way to get it back? Probably not. If it was when you say it was copyrighted, I assume you mean you got a copyright strike and therefore they deleted it for you or from you. You're going to have to take that up with YouTube. But I've never heard of people being able to get it back unless you have a good argument. Like if they made a mistake and you weren't breaking any copyright rules, then perhaps you can get it back. But that's a tough one. Good luck with it. It might make sense to just start anew. I don't know. But again, if you feel like you didn't do anything wrong and they made a mistake in deleting your account, then maybe you have a case there. In which case, when YouTube deletes something, have they ever really deleted it? I'm sure there's ways they can get it back if they were really at fault. But yeah, good luck with that. Can you share your tracking spreadsheet of your growth from when you first started? I remember you shared it once, and it made me feel hopeful. Wondering if you wouldn't mind sharing again. I don't mind at all. Let's see here. Let's see. Yeah, I started to do something a little different with that. Let me bring this down. Yeah, no, I don't mind sharing this. And I'm going to do an updated video on this in the near future. Because we're pretty... Oh, there we go. Everything disappeared for a second. I do that, and let's just bring that over. I guess that doesn't matter so much. Okay, yeah, so here we go. I'll go over this relatively quickly, if that's okay. I started in January 2021. I started researching a few months before that, but January 2020, actually probably a year before that. But January, I posted my first videos. I made 9 videos. I started with 3 subs. This total here got added to here. My son, my daughter, my nephew. That's what I started with. And I got 3 more that month. That's all I got. 3 from those 9 videos, I got 3 subs. Okay, total of 6. I then went, how many is that? 8 months without posting anything. Because I thought, all that work, 9 videos, like 2 a week, 2 to 3 videos a week for a month. It's like, maybe this is not for me. I only got, 7 watch hours, 254 views, and 3 new subs. I got discouraged. But then the channel kept growing. And by October, I was getting 33, 78 new subs a month now, even though I hadn't posted anything new in 8 months. All right. So, and I was up to 238 subscribers. I thought, okay, maybe I should get back at this again. I made 1 video, then nothing again. Then I tried to start again in January again. Tell me if anybody's like me. What I tend to do is, I've got a classic case of, I don't even know if this is a real word, but New Year's-itis. Like the new year comes or it's approaching and I'm thinking to myself, on January 1st, I'm going to start doing whatever it is, 30 push-ups a day, every day for the rest of my life. And I usually give up after a couple days, whatever. But so you can see that here. I'm going to start a YouTube channel January 1st. And I did that 2 years in a row. Here, 9 videos, boom. Here, let's start again. Oh, I only got 1 though. Let's try it again. February, I don't want to lose. Like I promised myself. And then boom, 9 in March. Okay. Did some live streams for the first time ever. I'm up to 700. Like the subscribers kept growing. Anyways, I don't know what I'm trying to say here. Just kind of show, you just wanted to see this. I did a few live streams here for the first few months that year. June of 2022, I then stopped for, it was like over a year, 18 months. I think I did some videos there, but what happened there is I moved, sold my house, moved to this house, built this house. And yeah, I had to tear down my office here. And then I think it was, yeah, it was 2022. Been here 3 years now. So there we go. But it took me a year to get going again. And so I made some more videos here. Anyways, long and the short of it is, I didn't really get going until, again, this January 2024 rolled around. I had a plan just about ready to go. 3 videos a week, 1 live stream a week. It wasn't until March that I really got going with that. 7 videos, 2 live streams, 12,000 views. Awesome. This looks like it might be working. My subscribers had continued to grow, but my watch hours weren't there. Watch hours. So this column is what I get, the total. This column is what I had in the last 12 months is the way I've set this up. If any of you want this spreadsheet, you can download it below. I've got a link below called Stats Tracker. I make it available to anybody who wants to download it and use it for yourself. And I think I even made a video that kind of walks you through how to use it. I think that's the way I did that. Anyway, it doesn't have my data in it, but it walks you through how to set it up for yourself. And then, yeah, it just kept growing. So from here, last March, it took me, I think, 4 months. It was the end of May, this month here, that I got monetized. Made 37 bucks, actually, but didn't get it paid out to me because you need at least $100 in earnings before they'll send you anything. And then here, I got my first check in June, and then I had a viral video in July. 12,000 new subscribers that month, made $1,600 from YouTube. And then it just kept going from there. But anyways, I hope you find that inspiring. I'm going to make a video going over all of that again, like kind of an updated video. I've got one that detailed all of that, how many subs every month, how, what videos did the best all the way through last year, and right up until the end of December. And I think that video is in January. Where is it? If I go back to my channel, videos, I scroll back here, this one right here. So how much YouTube paid me my first year being monetized with 30,000 subscribers. So I was at 30,000 in January, and I'm at 70 now, which is fantastic. Again, thank you guys. It's humbling when you have that many people tune in and watch you just kind of share your thoughts and share your journey. Online, it's very humbling. And if anybody is at all interested in doing this, I highly recommend just starting, because that's what it takes. I wish I had started sooner, but you're always going to say that. And somebody mentioned earlier in this live stream, and I'm going to repeat it. I think he said it was an old African proverb, but it's the best time to plant a tree would have been 20 years ago, but the second best time is today. And that's the same with YouTube. The best time to start a YouTube channel might have been years ago, but the second best time is right now, like today. Film yourself. Just whip out your camera and film yourself. That viral video that I just showed you, I didn't show you the video, but the results of it, last July, it was on US birthday, July 4th of last year. It was that evening and the only reason I know that is because July 5th was the day I actually posted it. I made it that night, and I made it after supper. I had been thinking about it, like writing my bullet points down on a piece of paper and getting set up, and I set up the chair back there and was hopeful that Peanut would be, sitting on that blanket. And and then I went and had supper, and then afterwards I sat down and I tried, and I finally, by the end of the night, it was about an hour, a little more, I had that filmed, and then it only took me maybe an hour, maybe two, to edit it. It would have been less than an hour, except I edited the bloopers at the end of it. Posted it the next morning, and I think it got 500 views the first day, but then 5,000 the second day, and that's like, okay, like 500 was even really good for me at the time. In one day, among my best ever. 5,000, unheard of, next level. Like I'd never had a video get that many views in a day. I think my best performing video at that time was maybe 30,000 after 4 years. That was one of my first videos ever. So 5,000 the second day. The third day was like 35,000 views. And by the fifth day, I think I was at over 100,000 views. And it's like, this is crazy. It was cool. It was quite the experience. And it hasn't happened to that level since, but that's okay. Even the money I made from that video the next month, I've passed that. Like my channel is beyond that. Like, because that was one video. Now I've made 100 or 200 videos, maybe not 200. Yeah, no, probably close to 200 videos since that one. And if what am I trying to say? Don't worry if you don't go viral, because that's not the be all and end all. It really isn't. That was a blip, and it was a nice blip, and that's great. But there are plenty of channels that have never gone viral, and their creators are making lots of money. Plenty of income, full-time income, right? So every video you upload, no matter how successful it is one more little asset that you're adding to your pool of assets. That's the way to think about it. Because once you're monetized, every video you have on your channel is a little asset that's earning you income, right? Even videos you made before you got monetized. If they're getting views, they're making YouTube money, YouTube is sharing that with you, okay? So that's the best way to look at it, I think. Little mini assets. We're coming up on 3 hours. I'm not going to leave just yet because I wanted to go back into the... I know I've missed a lot of questions. If anybody wants their question... I just saw, I like the word supper. Is that not a thing in Australia, Steph? Supper? Is it dinner? I don't like the word dinner because to me that could be lunch or supper. Maybe, I don't know. Is that a Canadian thing or is that a maritime thing? I don't know. But I say supper. If you're eating and it's after 5 p.m. in the evening or late afternoon, that's supper. Lunch is noon. If someone says dinner, I would say, what are you talking about? Lunch or supper? Anyways, maybe that's just me. It's dinner in New Zealand, not supper. Lunch is lunch. Okay. That's Catherine. Brooks says supper is an up north Wisconsin thing. All right. Interesting. Up north meaning close to Canada. Northern Wisconsin. So that would be Green Bay Packerland. That's... south of Lake Superior. I'm just trying to think what province is right above that. Manitoba, I guess, or Ontario. Probably Ontario. Close to Canada, exactly. All right, supper. Interesting. I never thought. I've always been teased about the whole about, the way I say about instead of about, or oat, go out and about. That one I get. And in fact, it trips me up because I spent some time in the States, in Wisconsin actually, and met a lot of American friends there back when I was just out of school. And that was the first time I had any indication that I say about differently than the people in the States. I had no idea. But ever since then, I'm conscious of it. I say it. And anyways, it's funny. Steph says in different places, some people say supper for dinner, and some places supper means an after dinner snack. After dinner snack. Okay, I would just call that a snack. Okay, either northern Wisconsin people or people who are 100. Okay, I'm not 100, but about is a yeah. My daughter and I joke with each other about dinner and supper. Dinner and supper is a long-lasting debate in the UK. Well, that's probably where we get it from, because Canada's pretty closely tied with the UK. My ancestors are actually Irish. Well, I shouldn't say that. My name is Irish, and I know the name Moore. My last name is Moore, for those who don't know. It's not the Maritimer. That's not my last name. There are Moores from England, Ireland, Scotland, Germany even, Wales. I think it's... But my ancestor, I know, came from... I didn't know him, but he came from Ireland. He was a boat builder. He sailed to St. John, New Brunswick, another maritime province, in the early 1800s. I think he was born in the late 1700s. So my grandfather... Why am I saying all this? My grandfather traced our family tree back that far. But my grandparents, only my name, my grandfather, is Irish. My other three grandparents are all English from England. So anyway. I don't know why I got into that. But yeah, no, see, a lot of the things we do and say in Canada, I think, are closely tied with the UK. The way we spell words, like color with a U, right? That's different than the States. And I'm assuming in Australia, it's the same with a U, right? In Australia. Although one difference is like realization, okay? We put a Z. Or Z. Again, I get that one mixed up too. What's Canadian? We put a Z in realization or utilization, right? As does the Americans. But in the UK, and I think Australia, and I learned this when I was doing subtitling, it's S. Realization, not realization. Anyway, I only learned that within the last few years. Exactly as dinner in northern Wisconsin if you are going to a friend's house for supper. Okay. Supper is definitely a southern thing too. Oh, okay. Okay, southern states. Interesting. Question from the Philippines. Does it help or hurt my channel to change my titles on videos, get under 50 views in 30 days? There's an argument both ways. Here's what I would suggest you do. Don't worry about your past videos. I'm a big believer in looking forward, not backward. You know, If you think the title could have been better on a previous video, just leave it, take that new knowledge you have, and go forward with it, with your next video. That's what I would do. Because, I mean, you can't, unless you're going to delete the video and re-upload it, like in terms of YouTube testing it, it's already done its test. Okay? That's the way I look at it. Now, you know, might it be, you know, if you retitle a video, might it help it or revitalize it? Maybe, but I don't know. That's a weak maybe. I think your effort would be better spent on your next video. That's the way I approach it anyways. Supper. Supper is a meal served after an evening out at the ballet, for example. Very British. Okay. No, here it's, Mom, what time's supper? Never say dinner for the end of the day meal. Or breakfast. Breakfast is for breakfast. Brunch. Everybody say brunch, like halfway through breakfast and lunch. Brunch is a big thing here, and I'd like to think that is a British thing too, I think. But to my American friends, do you say brunch? And my Australian friends too. A boot. A boot. We don't quite say it like that. It might seem like it when we don't say about, right? We don't say about, like that's, anyway, I don't know. I don't want to get myself in trouble here. I'm not making fun of anybody. If anything, you're all making fun of me. But that's cool. That's cool. Make fun of me. About, a boat. So I'll go out in the boat, B-O-A-T, boat. Go out in a boat. I go out. I don't go out. I go out. I'm just digging myself a deeper hole, I think. Steph sometimes says supper. So are most Scottish. Okay. In Wales, you take tea, and that's dinner. At least that was my experience there. Okay. Is Tony from Scotland? Mom's Canadian, Dad's Australian. Fun accents. That would be fun. It's an argument in Kansas, too. Is it? Okay. And Kansas is not south. Heartily Happy said it's in the south. Kansas, or at least I don't think of Kansas as being the south. I think of that as being kind of in the middle. I don't know. Is Kansas considered a southern state or a northern state? It's a state. No problem. Heartily Happy. Living in Glasgow. Raised in Coatbridge. Aberdeen, buddy. In New Zealand, it's color, and we say realize. I'm sorry, I should have mentioned New Zealand too. Realize, that's right, with an S. We use a Z or a Z, as they do in the States. And I think the way you do it in New Zealand and Australia is the same as the UK. There's not going to be a test on any of this later because I'm not going to get it right either. In Australia, some people say supper or dinner or tea. Rob, it's all interesting. Yes, we love the U in the spelling, but we use the S, not the Z. Yeah, and again, I just learned that like within the last year or two or so when I was doing subtitling. I lived in Costa Rica. Oh, I think I remember you saying that. And had an Airbnb business, got travelers from all over the world, so I'm pretty good at identifying accents. When I hear about or house, I immediately can spot a Canadian. Very good. I love Costa Rica. I was there 25 years ago. Want to go back. Or any of the places down there. Panama, even Nicaragua, I was thinking would be a nice place to see. Love the weather. Could retitling help to make it more searchable? Yes, actually. That's actually a good argument for what the previous question that was asked. If you think you've made what could be an evergreen video that people could be searching for, and you want your video to show up in search, then yeah, changing the title to include those keywords might make total sense. Absolutely. I say that, but at the same time, I still think most of your efforts should be spent on the future videos, not past videos. No problem. Alan. It was Alan that asked that question. No problem. Brunch is big in Wisconsin. Cool. Here's another question. Rob, after 8 hours, I deleted doing well. After 8 hours, I deleted doing well. SD quality video, re-uploaded in HD. All subscribers had already seen the video. New video has very low views and not now languishes. Big mistake. Okay, I got you. Yeah, I can see that. But hey, lesson learned. I've done that too. Earlier on, I did that as well. Because I too, I like to upload my videos in as good a quality as possible. I have mistakenly uploaded I mean, does it really matter? If you have, I guess in the future, two things. In the future, you're going to pay a little more attention to whether it's an SD or an HD version before you upload. So there's that. You've learned that. That's good, a good thing. And number two, you've also learned that maybe if you do that by mistake and you leave an SD video up and it actually does well, just leave it. Just leave it. Another lesson learned there is, crap, that was an SD video. I wish that was HD. Oh well, I've learned my lesson. Move on, right? So 2 valuable lessons you've learned there. And the only way to learn those lessons is how you just learn them, by doing. And, you know, some people, congrats to you, you're doing, right? Some people are watching videos and wanting to do and hoping and wishing they're going to be doers in the future. They're worried about making mistakes. But you're the perfect example. You've done and you've made mistakes. You've learned from them, and you'll probably make them a lot less in the future because you've gone ahead and done it and you've made the mistakes and learned from it. That's kind of going back on myself. But you see what I mean? So that's fantastic. And hopefully that's a lesson that other people here who haven't started yet can take away from your experience. You can only learn those types of lessons by actually doing and making mistakes. So good on you. That's great. The promising thing is we were talking about supper for a good 5 minutes, Rob, and you still had 75 watching the live. 74 now, last one. It's a slow, steady decline. You guys be interested in seeing that? Let me show you this graph. There you go. So this is my YouTube studio that I keep on another screen, different than my Ecamm Live. But yeah, this is what I can see, and this is where I see the live chat, not the, I'll quickly just show you this. So here's my phone, okay? So I just pulled that down on there. That's the screen I'm sharing, and this is my Ecamm Live. So it's these chats that I can click and have them show up on the screen, okay? These chats on my live stream, I keep that current. See, that's all the way down to the bottom, whereas here, I'm not quite to the bottom, but I skipped some in the middle. I was never going to get to the bottom. So anyway, my point for sharing this is just to show you what this looks like. You know, you go live right here, boom, within, you know, by 2:15, there was like 100 people in here. It looks like we got up to 136. That's awesome. And then the slow, steady decline. People are saying, oh man, I asked my question 30 minutes ago. He hasn't answered it yet. I'm leaving. Some more people showed up. He still hasn't answered it. Crap, we're leaving. So they leave. And then, oh, he answered my question. Great, I'm out. But right now we've got 80 diehards in here. How many of you 80 people have been here for 3 hours and 11 minutes? And no, Brooke, I'm not trying to beat the record. What is it? What's the record at now? 3 hours, 40 minutes or something? That's not my intention. In fact, I'm getting hungry. We talked about supper so much. It's soon time to go eat, but not yet. What am I doing here? I lost my place. The about thing is hilarious. It has its own sound. Yeah, I guess. It gets funnier the more we talk about it. We always get lumped in with the Australians. I'm sorry, Catherine. I apologize. You're both. You and you, Steph and Catherine, you guys are both a world away from where I am. You're like, other side of the world, and literally, because you're in the southern hemisphere too, which means it's winter for you as well, right? I'm trying to think. So I think Australia is huge. So you probably in the south would have snow, I would assume, in the south of Australia, but not in the north. And New Zealand, do you get snow? I don't even know. And I apologize. I like geography. I should know. Kansas is Midwest, of course. Yes, that's right, Midwest. Karen says, my dad says supper, and he's from eastern Pennsylvania, but we always said dinner growing up in New Jersey. Okay, interesting. So there's a dividing line right there somewhere in the upper northeast. What about bubbler versus drinking fountain? Huh? But that's the biggest debate in Wisconsin, I think. Bubbler versus drinking fountain. I'm drawing a blank. What are we talking about here? Or do you mean like sparkling water? Soda? Okay, so soda and pop is another difference between Canada and the US. Anyways, we say pop. I want like ginger ale, Coke, Pepsi. Those are pops. It's pop. But when I got to the States, it's like, what are you talking about? Pop. That's soda. So we don't call it soda. We call it pop. But bubbler and drinking fountain water, you mean? Fountain water versus bottled water? I want to know what you're talking about. I don't know what bubbler is. Bubbler, I don't know. Like a bubbler is something you put around the outside of a boat that somebody lives on in the wintertime so that ice doesn't freeze the boat. You have a bubbler going so it keeps the water moving and it doesn't freeze right up to the boat and damage the boat. To me, that's what a bubbler is. Bubbler is Milwaukee. Wobbly pop equals beer. Pop here is a fizzy drink. Yeah, carbonated. We call it pop as well. So maybe that's a British, like maybe it's a Commonwealth thing. British, New Zealand, Australian. I'm talking about the thing in public places you can drink. I'm talking about the thing in public places you can drink. I don't know why I found that funny. You could drink water out of. I'm sorry, I'm laughing. I call it. Why do I find that so funny? You call it a bubbler? Oh my God. I'm going to have to blow my nose. Okay. Excuse me. So I call that a water fountain. Oh my Lord. Sorry about that. Why did I find that so funny? So you call it a bubbler or what? Drinking fountain. Okay, water fountain. A bubbler. No, I've never heard of that. I've never heard of that. But that's funny. Okay, what have I missed now? My glasses are steaming up. Yeah, I was laughing so hard I started to cry. It's literally water. Okay. Bubbler is a water fountain, but it is called a bubbler in Milwaukee. All right. Really? Just Milwaukee or Wisconsin or anywhere else in the States call it a bubbler? Bubblers, what? Okay. Hey, you know what? Maybe it's just me. And please don't be offended by my laugh. I'm not laughing at anybody, or it's just a new term. I'm in Mobile, Alabama. Found you today and very impressed. Welcome, Clarence. Welcome. Glad to have you here. Mobile. Sorry, it's Mobile, isn't it? I've been there too. Mobile, Alabama. I drove there from New Orleans. Or Nolans, as they say down there. Awesome. I was in Nolans for a Detroit Lions football game a couple years ago. Shorts are actually like free ads to my long form stuff. You can look at it that way. Yeah, absolutely. Shorts, great way to promote your long forms. Or a way. How great it is up for debate, but it's great for branding. That's kind of the way I look at shorts, a branding thing. South is Kentucky on down. Oh, South. Okay, sorry. Kentucky on down. Okay, and Kentucky is like right below Tennessee. No, right above Tennessee. Very good. I'm confident I could actually list all of the, I was going to laugh and say 10 Canadian provinces. Of course I can. But all of the 50 states. I could, if given an empty map, I could fill in all the blanks, all the states. My gran lived in Canada, and we would offer me pop. Absolutely. My laugh is contagious. I lost a little bit of control there. Sorry about that. I love that we're bonding over international words for water. Yeah, this is getting good. I emailed you a picture of a bubbler. You check my email. Where'd my email go? I don't see it yet. Maybe it didn't. Maybe it didn't arrive. Oh, wait, now it just popped up. Yeah, okay. All right, let's do this real quick. Let's do that. Let's go to downloads. Let's double click that. Let's do this. And it disappeared on me. Where'd it go? There we go. There you go. That's what Brooke just sent. That's a bubbler. All right, got it. Water fountain. We call that a water fountain. Oh my. In Australia, we would tell my students, kids, go get a drink from the bubbler. Really? In Australia too? Okay, so I'm the odd one out, I guess, calling it a water fountain. In Portland, there are public bubblers. Oh my God! Like, how did I not get this word? I watch American news. Like, I've never heard people call that a bubbler. Yeah. So the water literally bubbles up constantly. I get that. Yeah, that makes total sense. You know, we have them in schools. That's how we drank water going to school. Also, some in the U.S. use Coke as a general term for soda. Okay, I think I knew that. Pepsi probably doesn't like that, but no problem, Joanne. Take care. Thanks for stopping in. I hope I answered all your questions. I'm not offended. I almost sorry about that. I wouldn't want to be the cause of that. That was kind of funny. Yeah, I was broken there for a bit. I was off the rails. Or ginger, as in ginger ale. Yeah, that's actually, before I went to Whistler with my son, we had a lot of rums with Diet Pepsi. I used to drink rum and Coke, but the last few years it's been gin and ginger ale is my drink of choice. Usually Diet ginger ale, but a lot of people don't have that. But no, Bunlers in the South? How close is the N to the B? It's pretty close. I'm assuming you meant to type bubblers, because I've never heard of Bunlers. Boston also calls it a bubbler. Get out. I mean, I've spent time in Boston. I did not know that. Bubblers, yes. Okay. Yes, we are in the future. We have skiing in both North and South Islands. All right, but the South is better. Yeah, I guess it would be. Furthest from the equator, I guess. Just Milwaukee. If you know, you know. I guess, and I didn't know. When I think of Milwaukee, I think of beer. I drink from the spigot. Still, I'm fine. Totally fine. That's how I think of it and do it. You can read the history. It's pretty cool, actually. I'm Benson Bubblers. Okay. Rebecca, you've been here for 3 hours and 11 minutes. Are you still here? 3 hours and 21 minutes? Awesome. I'm impressed. Thank you. Thank you for sticking around. Am I that entertaining? It's tomorrow here. Yeah, you are in the future. You have great stamina. I'm starting to run out, though. I am starting to run out. I've got 2 sips left. I have 1 sip left. Look, these are really important topics to cover, Rob, whether it be supper, brunch, or bubblers, and spelling, or whether there's snow in New Zealand. We need to know, right? When you need to know, you need to know. Drank from a garden hose growing up. I'm a survivor. Yeah, I think a lot of us from the 80s did, and 70s. I did too. I still would. Like, Gen X for the win. Yeah, technology is a blast. This is fun. Do you guys like this? Is this fun? Like, we don't. I mean, I know I'm here for YouTube help, and that's the way I advertise these lives. But I just love doing this. I love these live streams, and let this be an example for you that you don't always have to, like. Have you learned anything really about YouTube in the last 30, 40 minutes or so? Maybe not much. Maybe the odd question or two here or there, but we are kind of bonding, right? Like this is good. This is what it's all about. You want to be able to connect with your audience and have your audience be able to connect with you. Going live is a fantastic way to do that. Like Brooke has recently started to do that, and she's doing great. Growing an audience. There's a couple other of you guys have done that as well and are loving it. It has to be something you love, though. And at first, I never knew. Like, I didn't think I would love this when I started it. I did not think I would. I just thought it'd be cool to do that. I think I should probably do that. I thought I would be nervous every time I did it because I hate public speaking and stuff like that. But this is nothing like that. Yeah, just give it a shot. You may discover that you love it, like I did. And the bonus I guess that's the bonus byproduct. The main thing is it'll help level up your channel. It really will. It's almost like an unfair advantage because YouTube will push them out, right? When I open my YouTube studio, I see 2 or 3 people that I subscribe to are live, okay? And I try to jump in on them, is what I've been trying to do lately. But I feel like YouTube pushes out lives, is what I'm trying to say. It's not going to just be put in front of your subscribers. Yes, when you first start, you should be prepared to go live to nobody, and there may be hardly anybody or even nobody for your first one. But even if you get one person in there, like treat them like royalty. Like, hey, welcome. Thank you so much for stopping in. This is great. You're my first. And right, you could just do that over the top and they'd love you for it. I mean, they can stay as anonymous as they want. And they may even drop in your live and not say anything in the chat. And that's fine too. Not everybody's going to talk in the chat, which is totally fine. But if you acknowledge them, they may come back. And then over time, more comfortable, they'll show up the next week and so on and so on. Before you know it, you're leveling up everything. The number of subscribers you gain every day goes up. The number of views your next video gets is higher. The more number 1s out of 10 you get when you release a new video increases. I don't know. I don't know what else to say. It's awesome. So I'm still going through the chats here. We're still talking about bubblers and water fountains. It's a water fountain in California. All right. Garden hose was our water fountain too. Absolutely. Never a bubbler. I would have said fountain. Okay, we're getting more votes for fountain. Maybe this is a good poll question. A transient shower in Los Angeles. Okay. Bubbler is a drinking fountain, but only in Wisconsin, Milwaukee mostly. All right. It's too obscure to even bring up here. Yet we've been talking about it for 30 minutes. And Boston. That's right. Boston too. Oh my, this is good. This is good stuff. We are forming a good community. This is awesome. It is awesome. Maple syrup in Canada is controlled by a cartel. Price has doubled in the past 10 years. Has it really? I haven't noticed. I've got a bad habit of buying stuff and not knowing what I paid for it. If the debit card taps, it worked. That's good. I'm not good at shopping. I'm not. But I love maple syrup. Never heard bubbler in California. Yeah, that made me laugh too. I got the giggles now. I must need something. I must need some food. Here's a question. Did you say you're going to do a video on files organization? Yes, I have said that. Let me write that down again. I used to watch Vid. It's written down. Big letters across, I don't know, that's probably all blown out. But anyway, files, organization. I've got it written down big so I won't miss it. You think that's holding you back? Yeah, it's just, there's not one right way to do it. I've watched videos on how to organize files, and I don't do it the way I didn't think it made sense. I don't need a different folder for each type of camera I use, things like that. So it's whatever works for you. But yeah, I should make a video on that. I went over it a bit in this live stream. I showed you what mine was, but that's a good idea. I should make a video on that. I am still live. Yeah. We're getting awful close to the 3 hour, 40-minute mark. Maybe I should just try to break that. Set a new bar. It is addicting. It is very much addicting. Renegade's Garage going live tonight. Awesome. 7 p.m. You should let us know what time zone that is. Because we're all over the world here. We are global. We're in New Zealand. We're in Australia. We're in LA and Boston, Wisconsin, Alabama, Florida, Canada, of course. On my lives, on half the people comment. How do I know? I get 78 people and 3 to 4 commenting. That's great. That's great. That's probably an average, I guess. A pretty good like half getting like a 30% to 50% of the people commenting. That's great. The way to boost it is just say, what I like to say is, who's here watching? Where are you watching from? Ask questions. That's how you get people. That's the short answer. Ask questions. Where are you watching from? What do you want to hear from me? Ask me questions. Ask me anything. When did you start your YouTube channel? How many subs do you have? When was the last time you posted a video? Ask these types of questions. I'm not asking all you guys right now because you're going to flood me with answers and I can't get to them all because I'm not going to be here much longer. But those are just some ideas as to what you can do. To get 7 p.m. EST. Great. Perfect. Christina says 10:28 p.m. here. So what, 5? So you're 5 hours ahead of me. So you're over in Europe somewhere. Very good. Renegade's Garage is in Florida. Okay, Eastern. Got to drop now, guys. Got to wash down my supper at the bubbler. At the bubbler. What are you doing with your terms here? Slap happy thing happening? Yeah, we're at 3 hours and 30 minutes right now. You're from Milwaukee, but refuse to call it a bubbler. You've heard it too much, have you? Brooke did say slap happy. Yeah, I caught that too. I don't really know what that means, but it's comical. Let's do 3:41. Well, we're almost there. 11 minutes. Netherlands. Oh, Christina's in the Netherlands. Why did I think you were in Los Angeles? Netherlands chiming in. Awesome. 4:30 a.m. here. Alan, you either need to go back to bed or you're up awful early. Or you're up awful late. I don't know which is it. Have you stayed up late or are you up early? Either way, it's probably dark, I assume, at 4:30. Take care, Steve. Good to see you here. Right. That's a good point, Brooke. Sometimes people watch your lives while doing other things. No access to keyboards, so don't take it personal. It's normal. Not everyone comment. That's a great point. I've had people tell me that they watch or they listen to me on their TV. Well, one lady said she does her housework. She cleans her house with me on the TV so that she can listen. Another guy is a tiler in construction who has me in his earpods through his phone. His phone's in his pocket. He's not allowed to look at it at work. He listens to me. Yeah. So and more people are doing that. They're treating YouTube videos as podcasts, even though they're not technically podcasts, and they may not even be in the podcast tab, which is actually a playlist. But anyway, yeah, a lot of people do that. They'll listen. Go for a walk and they'll listen to a YouTube video. So yeah, obviously then they can't comment. So there you go. Laughing is good medicine. It is. Everybody should laugh every day. Slap happy isn't a thing anymore. I don't know, Brooke. You're going to have to explain what it is. Tell us what slap happy is. Madrid, Spain. Awesome. I'd love to see Spain someday too. That'd be awesome. Spain and Portugal. That sounds like a one-trip thing. Do both countries. I have to be here. I've been playing a drinking game with the word oat. Okay, that's good. I like that. I'm not going to play that game, though. I only have one sip left. Okay. You got me again. That's a good idea. A drinking game with the word oat. O-A-T. I have some people have oats in the morning. Slap happy of getting goofy. I think I'm pretty slap happy then. All right, I'm just clicking now. We had happy slappers in the UK, but they were Q. I've had people on a treadmill listening while at work. Yeah, absolutely. I'm making my dinner, even though it's 8:30 a.m. You're not even going to call that brunch? That's breakfast, not even brunch. I always attended these lives while I'm analyzing rock samples at the lab, the day job. That's me 90% of the time, working and listening. I definitely listen to YouTube videos if I'm doing chores around the house. Yeah, a lot of people doing that. Slap happy is the giggles feeling you're having right now. That's what I was having. I guess I was slap happy. All right. Yeah. All right. Hey, you know what? Maybe we'll do that. Maybe we do. Oh my Lord. That's an idea for a live stream. A Canadian oat drinking game. Boat, or oat in the boat. I can't do that out in the boat though. Happy slappers. We're creating terms here, I think now. I'm filling patio containers with flowers. Gotta rinse off my hands to type. Slap happy is getting tired and silly. Yeah. That's me. I keep my phone in my pocket and listen through the AirPods at work. Cool. Yeah, no, I'm not going to do that. I can control myself. Morning from Australia. Maddie Fishing Trails. Just getting up? Thanks for being an inspiration to many people, including myself. Never stop being you, Rob. Stay humble. Love all your content. Helps me a lot. I think I'm caught up on these. Slap happy is when someone's so tired they start acting silly. Yeah, I don't think I'm tired though. I just found that really funny. I might still have some jet lag from crossing 4 time zones to get home. Interesting how many people listen instead of watch. Shows how important audio is and editing is not. Actually, that's a really good point. My lip is peeling. That's out. That's it. That's out. Is that what my record is? 3:41? We're 6 minutes away. Well, I can't leave now. We're going for it, but I'm not going for 4 hours. I said I wasn't going for 3 though, and here we are. Happy slappers were Neds and didn't contribute to society? I don't know what Neds means. My dinner is for tonight. I've had breakfast while you're watching you. Oh, so you're prepping. You're making dinner ahead of time. Good for you. That's a good idea. That's the adrenaline of laughing and having a good time. This is a good time. This is fun. I haven't laughed like that in a long time. You're in a good mood now. That's good, Barb. And we're still waiting for that date, right, Barb? Remember what Brian said yesterday? You were there yesterday with Brian. Who was it? Crafty. I forget his name now. He was asking for a date, and we're asking you for one. Well, give us a date when you're going to post your first video. Have a blessed day. You too, Maddie. Non-education. Oh, sorry, Neds. Non-educated delinquent? No, I've never heard that term. Well, I guess those words together make sense to me, but I never heard it called a Ned before. On a side note, my cat just jumped in my lap. Oh, okay, very good. Awesome. Yeah, cat, hey, what the heck is right? Like, who knows? Like, who knows? Like, I don't think we've figured out what's going on inside cats' minds. They do themselves. They march to the beat of their own drum. You know what, guy? Oh, no, I can't. I was just going to sign off, but I'm like 4 minutes from the record. I can't do that yet. I'm sticking around. Could you bring Colby on as a guest to discuss the CapCut terms and offer some alternatives? I see he has a list on his last video. I could have Kevin on again, absolutely. I've had him on before, and Kevin's a great guy. But yeah, you're going to see probably a lot of videos pop up about this. He made one, and I think I watched 2 and maybe saw several other. Of course, once you watch 2 videos on the same thing, you're going to get other suggested to you. Lots of people are talking about the terms of service in the shorts as well. Yeah, my vote is Camtasia, just because that's what I use. I think that's one you guys should take. You should check out. Brian is here. How you doing, Brian? You're laughing. You're a little bit late to the laugh, buddy. We had quite the laugh about a half an hour ago. It was it was pretty funny. Brian, do you know what a bubbler is? And do you know what slap happy means? I'd be interested. Streaming world records one day, perhaps. Yeah, I'm going for it, Brooke. Slap happy is when you're laughing so hard you could be slapping your legs. Brian says, no, sir. Saw you stream much of the day. No, sir. No, sir, you don't know what bubbler is? Apparently you have to go to Wisconsin, Milwaukee specifically, or Boston. Or New Zealand. Bubbler is a water fountain. I didn't know, and I lost it. I got into a laughing fit a little bit ago. No, my computer should be good. The memory pressure is stable. I've got my activity monitor open. I should be all right. Someone's garden. We'll see you next time, buddy. Thank you for stopping in. Hey, dude. That's classic. 5:39 it is here. I've been streaming a bit. It's been 3 hours and 39 minutes, Brian, and my record is 3 hours and 41. I hope that's right. I think that's what it is. So I can't go. I still have 60 dedicated people here watching. So it's been steadily declining, but you guys are the diehards, just so you know. That's where we're at. That's where we're at. We hit 136 and we're slowly declining as people finally get the answers to the questions they asked me. Sometimes it takes me a little bit. Slap happy, always. That's right. Brian, do you eat supper or dinner? That was great, by the way, yesterday, Brian. For those of you who didn't see that, Brian had me on his channel yesterday for a live stream, and we chatted for 90 minutes or so, and it was a lot of fun and a lot of good chat, a lot of good info, a lot of fun. So thanks again, Brian. That was awesome. You've got an awesome community over there. You guys should check it out. I never expected my bubbler comment to turn into a 30-minute thing. Yeah, it did. It was led to slap happy. Yeah, almost cried down his leg, Brian. No, that wasn't me. I almost cried down my face. That was it. Somebody else almost cried down their leg. I won't say who. I see 5:41 right now. I think we're at it. We just need one more minute, right? We don't call it a bubbler. It's a water fountain. Oh, maybe it was Australia. I'm sorry. I'm again lumping New Zealand with Australia. That's right. I think it was Steph that said that. You call it a water fountain, which is what I call it. Got to bring in the record with you. That's right. It's a Mac. It's not going to crash. That's right. That's right. It hardly ever crashes. Like, never. Going to wait. Well, we're right at it. We're right at it. Yeah, it was a good stream today, Brian. Rock on, Barb. Love to hear some of your music sometime too, Barb. Rockstar. People move so much in the U.S. and bring their language with them, could be from either place. That's a good point. I mean, yeah, people move around, and I guess that's how accents move around too. Absolutely. And plus with TV, global really, now TV shows. We're at the record, 542. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. That's cool. All righty. You know what? You're coming and going. How many watch hours this video will get? Give me an idea. It won't even tell me right now. 998 views. Average view duration is 21 minutes. So whatever the math on that is. But I will talk about that in tomorrow's doc party. For those of you who are members of my channel, having a doc party tomorrow, that's another live stream for just members. I'll be able to answer everybody's question, unlike in these. I do my best, but if you asked a question and I was not able to answer it, I apologize. I do the best that I can. Yeah, maybe if you guys have any other suggestions for a better way for me to answer everybody's questions, I'd love to hear it. I think the obvious thing would be for me to just, what am I trying to say? Answer more quickly, right? I tend to have long-winded answers. So, yeah. Cheers, Brian. Thanks for stopping in. Good to see you here. Thank you, Brooke. Appreciate that. Have fun. Dirt Princess, Barb McCavern, Aussie, English with Steph, Catherine, Christina, and everybody else I failed to mention. Thank you very much for stopping in today. This was a lot of fun. Yeah, and that said, so members only doc party tomorrow. Another video, I'm going to put out a video Thursday or Friday. Don't know which yet. And then we'll do this again next Tuesday. All right? Have fun, stay safe, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.